just going to go to hell and high water when this man Jordan walks in. Oh, hey, Jordan, what's going on?
What's up, everybody?
Hey, how's it going, play? How's it going?
It's going good. You know, E3, post E3 depression, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what better way to intro this since we are now live? What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to another installment of Hunt the Truth. This is the obligatory and redundant post-show recap for this. We told y'all we'd be getting this out before the end of the year, but we did one better. We got it out before months. So, gentlemen, just round of applause to us right now. Like this is some crazy consistency right here.
It's insanity, man. Insanity.
I'm telling you. So we killing this shiz right now. Let me introduce our lovely panel, audience, people, guests, my bobbers. Starting on the left, we've got the one and only Toon Dex, or should we call him Fortnite Warrior, champion for our gamers. We'll talk about that later.
Hey, man. All I got to say is it's injustice, and we working on that, bro. But hey, y'all doing? I'm chilling, just.
What's up, everyone? Hope everyone's having a great night. Hope everyone enjoyed E3. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting conversation. Lots of fun stuff to talk about, I'm sure.
Definitely. And yeah, this dude who still doesn't have a profile picture like 3 years in.
Is he even there?
Am I even? I was waiting for the obnoxious reference to that old PSN we don't like to talk about anymore.
No, what kind of man do you take me for? This is E3 month. It's a celebration, Ryan.
Good to be here.
Thank you very much. All right. So anyways, we've conquered all of our shadow slaying for the days. Let's get on to today's discussion.
Were you saving that the entire time, or did you just come up with that off the top of your head? You have to.
I literally just came up with it. I was like, I gotta find a way to sneak it in, and I know I'm gonna forget 2 hours in. Oh man. So let's get on to today's discussion. First things first, shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you all for joining us on this stream. What up, Slicer? What up, Steve Killa, Jaden Omega, Darkstar Archangel, Video Game Lover 58, Fear No Hate, Anime Gaming Nerd, Trex Master 123. Oh, this is one of his first ever streams. Well, at least for us.
I'll be back, guys.
Okay, yeah. This guy. All right, so he's disappearing in a bit. Shout out to Matt C. What is going on, Matty Valkian 24? And we're gonna stop this before we get people inside because we're literally not gonna talk about any of the topics. So yes, E3 guys. Another year in the books. So I mean, we've all pretty much talked about like all the conferences, I think, at length on our own social media channel. So I think we're just going to do a quick run through of what we thought overall of the event. So as it stands, like, what did you think about E3?
Who wants to start, Ryan? You want to go?
I guess I'll start. I thought it was overall pretty solid. I thought it was about what I expected. I didn't expect any bombshell announcements. Got some info on some games that are coming out this year, and that's all I really wanted.
I think they got him.
They got me. Oh, you can't. This is on. All right, no more Google Hangout after this. We're Google Hangout. It's not my connection. It's Google.
It definitely it must be at this point because this man right here, woof. It's like every time they don't want you to be great, but
I'm being censored by big tech,
big pharma
out there.
Big pharma coming after you, bro. It's because those sub tweets on Twitter. I've seen the ones. I've seen them. But yeah, going straight to you, Mr. Jordan.
I think it was a very interesting E3. I think it was a very telling E3 about the kind of direction all of the main big three companies are taking in the coming year and the next couple of years, especially Sony and Microsoft in particular. I really just thought it was a telling E3. Like Ryan was kind of saying, there wasn't anything that was too bombshell in terms of announcements, but what they showed for the upcoming future, I mean, looks fantastic. It looks like everyone's going to have a lot of great games to play, no matter what genre you're into. You know, there's going to be great stuff on PlayStation. You know, there's even going to be some good stuff on Xbox. Surprise. And, you know, Nintendo has a couple of big, cool titles coming out as well. And yeah, I thought it was all great. I mean, you know, I'm sure we'll get into each conference a little bit. You know, EA was obviously, you know, the one that was the most meh out of all of them.
Skate 4. No Skate 4. Another year, another skateless disappointment.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, just a very telling E3. Very interesting to see how Sony took their approach this year versus how Microsoft and Nintendo did their thing. But, you know, I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit.
Did you know that every single comment on every like one of EA's Instagram posts is just "Where's Skate 4?" and it's been like that for years. It's like go on any random post. It's just people asking about Skate 4. You think they would have made it by now just to get them to shut up?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but we got seconds, bro. That's seconds.
Whoa! Did he just break up for all of y'all?
Yeah. This is not good.
What is going on with Google Hangouts? Okay, you know what? I am going to do something. Hold up.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
He's making moves.
Movements. Well, as he's making movements,
yeah.
I guess I'll talk about. I guess the question was
what reason this does not want to work. So I'm going to be moving stairs. I hope it's not Hangouts, and I hope it's just my connection. But we'll see in a second if we're still lagging up a storm. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. What was the question? What were we asking everyone?
We're doing overall recaps of this year's E3, like not getting into anything specific, but just overall your thoughts of the show.
I feel like this year the show was decent. Like just like what Jordan was saying, I didn't hear what Ryan said, but there was nothing from anyone that was super huge or really surprising or just nothing super big. There was a few game stuff to show, and once again, like Jordan said, there's going to be games for everyone to play on whatever console you're playing, but wasn't a spectacular year, in my opinion.
All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much in agreement with all of y'all. I think that this year was just another okay standard E3. I mean, we're kind of at that point where we're getting into the E3s that are close to the end of the generation, where you're not really going to be seeing too much that's mind-blowing, because obviously we've had those heavy hitters and they're probably gearing up towards like the next generation. I mean, it was evident like when we get onto Microsoft, we know they're pretty much abandoning this gen and they're going forward straight with like the Xbox 2 or whatever. But as it stands, I think that it was a solid show. Yeah, it's going to be that confusing. Or the Xbox One for All. Who knows? Maybe.
Oh, God, stop.
But I think that in terms of games that were there, we definitely got a couple of surprises here and there. A couple of just strange oddities. Like, who would ever thought that Capcom would be one of the saving graces of E3, if you can believe it or not.
You know?
Absolutely agree with you there. I mean,
yeah,
Capcom brought a lot to them. Most of the Capcom games were announced were the ones that I was definitely most excited about. And I'm not even really just talking. I know you guys are excited about Devil May Cry, but I was more like Resident Evil 2 was the one, probably the biggest surprise for me.
Facts.
Agreed. Hey, I caught
what I was doing at the time. Either I was getting a haircut. Okay, I was either getting a haircut or I was, I guess, at work or something.
You were making your E3 preps, man. That's all.
Could be. Yeah, it could. Yeah, probably that. So I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I heard from everybody else that it was absolutely abysmal. Like, everyone's saying this is like one of the worst shows they've seen because they didn't show much of anything, and what they did show was just really bad. Like, apparently, like, quoting Jim Sterling, they found a way to make Anthem look boring.
Like, when they're like telling people to applause for the fact that they don't have loot boxes in their games, like.
Yeah, those little pauses in between when they kept saying that, like, yeah, there's no loot boxes.
It's like you don't get applause for doing the bare minimum.
Did they bring Jeb Bush on stage?
If they brought Jeb, I would have clapped.
Yeah. I guess the one game that we should talk about a little bit is Anthem. I mean, not much to say about it. I'm really against the game. I just think it's like, well, I don't want another Destiny type game. Like, I don't like Destiny that much. I just feel like this is going off of what that game did. And I feel like something's going to happen with it. Something's going to go wrong. It just, and like you said, it looked boring. It didn't, the flying looks pretty cool, but like, other than that, I mean, I don't know. There's plenty of other games that look leagues better than that game. So I just don't know if that, I mean, I'm sure there's that BioWare fan base, but if you guys think it's cool, tell me why I'm wrong.
In my opinion, it looks okay. It looks serviceable, but
is that
it
enough?
does.
Is that enough?
That's
Pay $60 for an average game from a company that likes to rip people off without abandon. You know, like I just have no interest in any BioWare game after Mass Effect Andromeda or any EA game after Battlefront 2. To be honest,
that's my sentiment too, man. I mean, I looked up some stills of Anthem afterwards, and it's like people in the comments are saying it looks just like Destiny 2.0. And I mean, we all kind of got suckered into Destiny when it came out because it was being made by Bungie and it was supposed to be this grandiose game. And then
back when that meant something.
Yeah, back when that meant something. So
I mean, and that alpha and beta that were the same thing as the full game. Yeah.
Yep. So that it just didn't surprise me, and I like Jordan. I've been against Anthem since its announcement because I don't trust BioWare, and we started to see the seeds with Mass Effect 3. And then when we got Andromeda, it was just like, okay. And now this is just, I don't trust any developer under EA at this point. I mean, as draconian as that sounds, I don't trust any of these exciting new games they're putting out because you know there's going to be some string attached to it. Like if Battlefront 2 wasn't the biggest wake-up call to people, then I don't know what is. Like, oh yeah, we're learning, we understand the feedback, but then that happens.
Battlefront 2 was the apology.
But bro, just wait for Battlefront 3. That's when they're going to show us up. Then we'll talk.
There are people in boardrooms right now just figuring out like what's the next move to replace loot boxes. It's just like, it's just I don't even want to know. I remember like we have a text log of this back when they said no season pass. I texted you word for word. I wonder what horrors they have in store for us.
Facts. We'll definitely try to get that screen cap on the next one.
We also have Star Wars. The other thing that was the most interesting about that conference, and it wasn't even like exciting. It was just the Respawn Entertainment announcement of Star Wars. What was it called? Jedi Fallen Order or something like that.
Something
very lame way to reveal that game. You know, like I was just like, what you gonna? I don't know. They just went in the crowd, and Andre Renee was like, "Oh, tell us the game you're making." All right, guys, it's a Star Wars game. It's a Jedi game. See you in a year. Bye. It was like, what?
I can't even keep track of all the Star Wars games they're making. Like, oh, we canceled this one, but we're making this one still, and there's also a Battlefront 3. It's just like I can't even keep track of what Star Wars.
I think there's like 3 in development right now because they gave one of the ones that Amy Hennig's group was working on to another studio. And then they have, well, we know Battlefront 3 is a thing, probably, most likely. Belated apology for 2 games. But yeah, this agreed. It just felt like they were doing a social media post. That's literally what it could have been. It could have been like an image saying, hey, this is our new Star Wars game. See you in a year. But yeah.
I think EA should like integrate with Microsoft and Sony's conferences and not have their own conference. But just like, save us time and energy and like make them look less disappointing. Like if you have one decent thing to show, just show it there. It'll probably save them a lot of money.
They want to show sports games though, you know.
Yeah, but that's the biggest thing.
Don't forget Madden. They showed Madden.
Yeah, story mode again.
I don't know. I was distracted by the dude's pants. It's like, what?
Oh, the black dude.
Yeah. That was.
Wasn't there like a weird, creepy, like screen grab of some dude just staring at a trophy and he was like licking his lips or some shit?
Possibly.
Hey, yo.
E3 supercut, no doubt.
Haven't you noticed that every year that it's always dominated by EA?
Yeah, EA, Ubisoft's definitely going to be in there.
Wasn't there the trend that I did not like this year at E3 did start with them. I believe it was them and their mobile games being taking up time.
Rivals.
All these freaking mobile games taking up time at E3. Like, I'm not against mobile games, but they don't need stage time.
Yeah.
At all.
Sir,
insane.
that's very prejudiced against people who are mobile gamers, sir. We're all trying to be inclusive. It's 2018, sir. He said, "Oh well."
You know what? You know what? I'm a mobile gamer. I'm a mobile gamer with my 3DS and my Switch.
Dab on him. Tell him off. Tell him how it is.
I don't dab. I'm sorry. No.
No, he does. I've seen the photos, but I'm gonna save you all the agony. But apparently, I'm reading the chat right now. They stealth dropped Unravel 2.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. They spent so much time on it. Good lord.
And Sea of Solitude.
Another one looks good. You know.
Why do I get the feeling?
Yeah, that was a good one.
They spent like 30 seconds on these things.
They just had the
they spent way too much time.
Yeah, they had the developer.
They spent too much time on Unravel.
All right, I'm getting depressed. Can we just talk about Microsoft already, please?
Okay, let's talk. All right. So moving right along, nothing of importance was lost. Let's talk about what I think was the best conference. Surprisingly, the Microsoft Showcase. And which is so funny because a week ago we were just like, Microsoft, okay, but they showed up. I mean, granted, I'm not getting an Xbox. I'm not getting any of those games on the Xbox. It was a great conference for me being a PS4 owner, like, because
that's it.
That's what it was, man. We got like awesome game announcements. We got gameplay. And as a PS4 owner, I couldn't be more proud that Microsoft is trotting out all these games. So round of applause.
And if you have a PC, like, there's really no reason to get an Xbox One. Although I guess they figured, like, if you're a PC gamer, you're not buying an Xbox One, so we might as well just sell our games to you.
But how are you going to get a PC with the dynamic 4K potential of the One X for $500? So
actually there.
He's got he just checkmated me. I don't know what to say.
Checkmate, atheists.
Where's your God?
Where's your God? His name is Uncle Phil Spencer.
The thing with that, Microsoft, it was as far as to say, you know what? I will say that Microsoft did not do anything to make you want an Xbox at all.
Nope.
They were like, hey, the stuff that's going to get people excited, we want it to happen on our stage. And there it was. So good for gamers, and from PlayStation 4. That's what everybody said.
Yeah.
It was weird. They just like,
I thought it was like a remake of the first one.
Well, you know what's interesting is that, like, the artwork, my friend who's a Halo guy, they're using all the Halo 3 artwork and, like, models. Like, that's Master Chief's Halo 3 helmet. Apparently they fired the art director after Halo 5. So, and they, like, are trying to get, like, a more classic Halo style, because, like, Halo is dying because they don't care. Like, they're not catering towards the Halo fans anymore. So it could be an interesting return to form. I would be excited. I love Halo. Halo Reach is like one of the goats.
I love Halo Reach.
Yeah, Reach is good.
Yeah.
We're in the minority, though. Shit.
I think most people agree that 3 and Reach are pretty great. I think, like, everyone just, like, the Bungie games are good, and then past Bungie, we don't talk about it.
I think Halo 5 is fun. And I know a lot of people that like Halo 4.
Finish the fight. Hunt the truth.
Hunt the truth.
About the most relevance Halo 5 has is the name of this podcast, because I don't hear anybody talking about that shit anymore.
Yeah, definitely. No one talks about it. But it's like, it's not as good as the old games, but I don't think it's terrible. It's not terrible. But the campaign's terrible. I should say that. I like the multiplayer. I like the multiplayer. I don't. I have not touched that campaign. I don't have an Xbox. I've only played multiplayer at friend's house and my brother's house because he has an Xbox. So that's usually what I go to, and it still gives me that Halo vibe. I kind of like some of the new mechanics they have, but it's definitely not as good as old Halo.
Didn't they make Cortana a villain?
Yeah, that was
spoiler. I thought she like died in the fourth one.
Yeah. And then all right, it's Halo 5. I think we need to set some boundaries here.
Nobody cares about. Okay, yeah, but that's what they did at the end of the game.
God, why? Like, why would you take like a iconic character like Cortana and make her a villain? Like, I don't know.
It reminds me of that Captain America twist.
Oh, did they undo that yet?
Yeah, apparently. I don't know. I don't care. Marvel Comics.
What were you guys' favorite? Let's go through, like, what's your top 3 favorite games you saw from Microsoft this year?
Let's see. Devil May
That are
Cry
actually
5.
from Microsoft.
What was,
Actually...
what was announced at the conference? So it doesn't have to be from
Okay.
Microsoft.
I got. Okay, so number 1, Devil May Cry 5. Number 2, the new action game from Capcom, and number 3 would have to be the game with the guy from a game 10 years ago with white hair, where he fights something to do with white hair, and also happens to be from Capcom. So those are like my top 3 games from Microsoft show.
Why am I like blanking on those?
Oh,
I'm an idiot. Oh, Jesus. I'm like, what the hell is he talking? I thought you were talking about Scalebound. I was like, what?
Scalebound. But no, Devil May Cry 5, Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition, and and I'll just say this because I'm such a fanboy, Cyberpunk.
I thought that was really cool how like that red ring of death screen, like it was codes for The Witcher 3.
Facts.
That's
that was cool.
They're like that. Like CD Projekt Red is such a sick like developer. They give back so much.
Yeah. Okay. So Ryan, what's your top 3?
Like announced there, like probably just Gears, Halo, and Devil May Cry, because those are the only 3 things I can see myself getting at launch day. Like I never played The Witcher 3, so Cyberpunk really doesn't excite me that much. Yeah, like the Kingdom Hearts. Like, of course, I was at my grandparents' house at the time of the conference. I was getting bad reception, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna turn my phone off. And then I get a message from my friend like, so how about Frozen and Kingdom Hearts 3? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
that's a way to find out.
Facts.
Like, that was like the least likely place for that to happen. And then there's that fake not Skate 4.
Oh yeah,
sir, it's called Sesh. Does anyone know who's making that game?
No, I just know it was a Kickstarter game.
Is it?
That's all I know about it.
Oh shit. Fuck.
But yeah.
2019 Creature Studios. I've never heard of them before. So founded 2015. Yeah, it seems like an indie game.
Yeah. All right. Your turn, Mr. Boy.
So I'm kind of surprised by the games that really stuck out to me the most, because well, I'll just go through them. Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition is definitely easily the most hyped one. I'm very happy that's finally going to other platforms besides Xbox, because I used to be an Xbox owner, but I jumped to PS3 around 2010 or 2011, and when I started playing more JRPGs, I wanted to grab that one, and I couldn't because it was only on Xbox 360. And all of these years, we've always wanted to play it, and we know that Bandai Namco tweet, that's not ever going to happen.
No, not that one. No, not that one.
Like, I just want to play a Tales game where my dude Troy Baker is like the main character. That's so cool that he was a part of that game. So yeah, I'm super hyped about that one. I'll probably grab that on Switch or PS4. I'm not too sure yet. But the other 2, surprisingly, Dying Light 2 looks really cool. That one surprised me a lot. I've heard a lot of good things about Dying Light, even though I've never played it, and a lot of people that I follow and respect their opinions have said Dying Light's really a masterpiece. It's a great game. It's like one of the best this generation. But I probably won't ever go back and play the first one, but the second one looks really cool, so I might give that a shot.
That game just made me sick with its motion. I don't know. I just couldn't play it.
I agree. Apparently, that's an issue that exists on consoles. But the game as a whole is actually really good. I only played it for a few hours, but basically it's everything that Dead Island should have been.
Yeah.
So it's worth checking out.
Where's Dead Island 2? That's a very good game.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
I don't even think about that game anymore. That game is so relevant now.
Yeah, they revealed Dead Island 2 at like the Sony E3 conference a few years ago.
But allegedly Jack Black's voice in the trailer. Don't forget that. That was surprising.
Oh my god.
But they probably shelved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got transferred studios, and now its release date is just a blank TBA, and it's like, all right. That's a rip if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
And if it does come out, it's not going to be good.
All right, so Jordan, you had Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition, Dying Light 2, and did you say the third one? I might have skipped it by mistake.
The last one that I'm super excited about is actually The Division 2. Yeah. I know I was trashing on Anthem earlier for being like a Destiny type game, and The Division is definitely a Destiny type game, but I honestly had a lot more fun with the first Division than I did with the first Destiny. There were things that could have been done better, but from what I've heard for The Division 2, I think I had a lot more fun with The Division because I played it with friends the entire way through. and that was just a great time. So I'm excited to see the Division 2. I've heard they've made some really tremendous improvements with the combat and just the overall gameplay. So I really cannot wait to get my hands on that one, especially because they just announced 8-player raids are going to be a thing. So luckily I have the perfect squad for that type of gameplay. So I'm super excited.
I thought you were about to say, luckily I have 7 friends. I'm like, damn, bro, too early to be that depressed.
But yeah, I definitely have a group of friends that's super into the first division. So I'm definitely very, very, very excited to give that game a shot. But yeah, those are my 3 biggest surprises, biggest things that I'm interested in.
Awesome. All right, rounding off, Tundex. What about you, bro? Top 3.
Even though this game, last time I played it, ended with me screaming profanity, the Cuphead DLC. I'm actually looking forward to that because Cuphead is very on Steam because I don't have an Xbox. Jump Force. No, I'm kidding.
I'm about to kidding. This man got mad excited for that.
That game, I'll give it this. It looks cool graphically. What was that thing that I posted on Facebook? How the people make the Unreal Engine,
the
games
Unreal Zelda
characters,
the Unreal Engine Zelda demo. That's what Jump Force looks like.
Oh my god, it does.
Yeah, it looks like one of those.
It does.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to the Cuphead thing. Looking forward to Battletoads. I want to see more about that.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that sounds cool. Even though we didn't see anything.
Yeah, and Devil May Cry.
Oh yeah,
awesome.
Now I just want to point out that nobody here said Crackdown 3. That game's dead. That game is going to bomb so bad. It's going to be exactly. Remembered Halo, which they showed nothing for. Gears, they shut it down. No, everyone said Gears, Halo, no Crackdown. Like it's over for that.
Unless no, Ryan, we're on to something. I think I know what you're about to say. Go ahead, Ryan.
It comes bundled with the Halo Infinite beta.
There we go. There we go.
I think they could.
But Terry Crews.
You know, that's the only thing that can save that game. Terry Crews' Twitter account needs to promote the shit out of that game, or it's over.
They're gonna pay him.
Everybody's gonna get it for Terry Crews because honestly, that was the best part of that game. Looking at it, it didn't look bad.
No, yeah, it doesn't look bad, but you know, it's just like
we can't get my boy Terry Crews in Overwatch, but he has to do Crackdown 3.
Hey man, you know,
really capitalized on that.
Got to get into gaming somehow. They really should have. They should have. But yeah, overall, I'd say Microsoft had a solid showcase for gamers, and in terms of appealing to the whole E3, well, the E3 mantra as of late of games, and surprises, I think that they won out of all the companies. Let's move into 2 of them, one of which I didn't see at all. The first one I saw like the first half of. Let's talk about we don't want to depress ourselves, so we'll save that for later. Let's talk about Ubisoft. Let's talk about Ubisoft first. I know what y'all thought I was about to say, but let's talk about Ubisoft first. So I saw the first. I was waiting in the airport to be picked up. I saw the first like 20 minutes or so, and to be honest, it wasn't bad. I like what I saw. Ubisoft in general, I think even if you don't like their conferences, they still have solid offerings. And I kind of tuned out after they were showing Beyond Good and Evil 2. Yes, there we go. I tuned out after I saw that, and I think I ended off on a really high note because it ended off so beautifully. I know everyone's seen it by now. When they finished off the show and they went backstage, they still had their mics on, and they were like saying, "We did it, we did it!" And it was yeah.
What if they were like fucking idiots?
Fucking cool.
Dude, that would have been hilarious. Oh my god.
Yo. But that's about all I saw, and then from there apparently they got more into other stuff, so I'm gonna let y'all talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, Beyond Good and I've never played the first Beyond Good and Evil. I know it's a cult classic, but this game looks like it's going to be like pretty much an entirely different game. But I am interested to try it. They showed off the alpha footage and whatever they have. It looks cool. I do like the scale, especially anything with space and scale is so cool to me. I love that a lot of more games are doing that. Surprisingly, a game that really caught me off guard, which I didn't expect. I wasn't interested in last year, and I think they might have showed it the year before that as well. But Starlink looks kind of cool. I don't really like the idea of the toys. You know, that's not my type of thing. Even though I have Amiibo. I'm not probably not gonna. I hope that's not something that I have to use with the game, because I would love to try it out, especially on Switch, to play Star Fox. You know, that was really hype. Like, I feel I saw gameplay of Star Fox in it, and it looks like it's a perfect fit. And hopefully, this leads Nintendo to allow that studio. I don't know the studio by name, but I hope they allow them to do a Star Fox game if Starlink turns out to be a phenomenal game, because it looks like it's shaping up to be interesting. Definitely looks cool.
Yeah, Starlink does look really good. Something else that was decent showed. I mean, they showed Assassin's Creed, which is no longer Assassin's Creed. Just looking at it, that does not look like freaking Assassin's Creed game at all. I mean, I've never played one because they always kind of just really slow paced and boring to me. But when it comes down to it, this is an Assassin's Creed game that actually kind of has me interested, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely love the setting. The large battles look really awesome, but yeah, like you said, it does not look like an Assassin's Creed game at all.
I have yet to see the footage of Odyssey at all. It's so funny that we got to make the distinction now. Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah.
Mario X Assassin's Creed.
Hey, I'd get that DLC if there's a
Mario is going to the Assassin's Creed kingdom. Got it. That's what's happening.
There you go. Exactly. But from what I've been hearing, I think the response is mostly positive, even though people have the same sentiments, like it's anything but an Assassin's Creed game. But I think that's the whole point of like Ubisoft nowadays. I think like all their studios are making so many different games, and they're just slapping the Assassin's Creed name on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure that the Skull and Bones game, or whatever that's called, started off as the ship segments in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and they're just like, well. Yeah,
it definitely looks a lot like that. That's definitely an interesting game. I'll be curious to see how it does when it comes out, because it's not my type of game at all. I'm not really into the realistic sailing games, even though there's not many of them. Black Flag was cool, but you know, it had those moments of Assassin's Creed-ness, I'll say, where that broke that up pretty well, because I feel like if you were just doing sailing all the time, it would get pretty monotonous pretty quick. So
yeah, I think Skull and Bones. Oh, hey! I will. Hey,
I love the game.
That game.
I love the game, but the sound, especially on the original, was awful. But go ahead.
Yeah. So Skull and Bones, it looks like what Sea of Thieves should have been. So hope that does well, I guess, and they don't do the typical Ubisoft thing. But yeah, just going down the rundown of what they announced there. I mean, just based off what I've seen, it seems all right. It seems like they're just doing the Ubisoft thing. They're not really pissing that many people off. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it just comes down to presentation, I guess, why people don't like their shows.
Guys, we forgot about the most game that was there.
Oh, my God. Oh, what is it?
Trials.
But no. I was talking
about was so important. No. We got to talk about it, because Trials was so good, and the guy came out in his Daredevil costume and all awkward and stuff, and then came on the stage and awkwardly acted like he fell and broke a display and said, Trials is all about falling and then crashing and getting up in style. Here's gameplay. Like,
I remember before that game came out on Xbox, like in 6th grade, I'd play that on like my computer when we were in the computer lab, and it was like the funnest thing ever. I'm like, holy shit, Xbox now.
Yeah, it's definitely a solid game.
Yeah,
it is solid, but it's just like, why did they spend as much time on that as they did? I don't understand.
But
it's like
another thing I don't understand: how in the world the Nintendo Wii is still getting games 12 years later.
And the Wii,
the funny thing. I was at my parents' house, and she was saying, my mom was saying, I got to get a new console, because the Wii doesn't get any new games anymore. I'm like, hey, Just Dance is coming out. That's the only new game you can get, though.
Oh, I love Ubisoft, if only for the fact that we can actually sit here in 2018 and be like, we can walk into a store and see brand new Wii games.
That was the case with PS2 for a while. There were still PS2 games in some stores.
Yeah. So. Hey, what was that? Sonic Unleashed they had that port for the Wii and for the PS2. I remember that.
Wasn't the PS2 version better, or was it the Wii version? I don't know.
I think the Wii version was actually better.
I think one had more nighttime levels.
Ooh.
No. PS2 and the Wii was the same.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It's the PS3.
versions.
It's the other versions. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Obviously, the only reason they're releasing is because it sells well on the Wii. But I really am interested to see the sales figures because if that sells close to the PS4 X1 and hell, I mean, they're still putting it on the Wii U. I want to see those sales figures.
Oh, they are. Well, I mean, I guess if they're putting it on the Wii, why wouldn't they put it on the Wii U?
Well,
I literally
think it is
forget
coming
that.
out.
I forget that thing exists. I always do.
I think Nintendo.
And then I look on my entertainment center and I'm like, oh crap, I do have a Wii U.
I don't know if y'all have noticed this, but there's some definite lore in the Nintendo community. If you notice when they go, like when games go on sale and they post those photos like weekly deals, the Wii U keeps getting smaller and smaller from week to week. I don't know if anyone's noticed that. And I'm just like, wow.
It's eventually going to just shrink into nothingness.
It's gonna disappear.
Facts. Okay, so since we're on the topic of shrinking into nothingness, embracing nothingness and the darkness.
Oh no! Is this it?
Guys, okay. Before we get into this, people in the comment section, I just want to say I appreciate y'all. I really do. We've been through the best of times. We've been through the worst of times. And
the worst of times.
Yep. And right now we're gonna be going through the worst of worst times.
Yes.
Let's discuss the absolute irrelevancy of this company, Square Enix, at E3. Okay, this is what is so confusing because if you look at the stuff from E3 that people consider hype, they're like, yo, Kingdom Hearts 3,
Kingdom Hearts,
Just Cause, Dragon Quest. That's awesome. But when you look at their showcase, oh my god.
Every conference got a new Kingdom Hearts trailer except for them. Except for their own conference.
That's true.
Cut it up with like a few additional scenes.
There was a few extra scenes from the one they showed at the Microsoft conference.
But if you're just like Joe Schmo, it's like the same trailer.
Yeah.
I could understand the disappointment with that showcase. The thing was, when I went into it, I was like, I'll be super. If they show FF7, I'll be ecstatic. That'll be such a big surprise. But I also said there's a high possibility that they won't show it at all.
We agreed that if they didn't show it at this show, we just forget that the game ever existed. And now we got to commit to that.
There was one game, besides the games that are already coming, the games we already know about. That Platinum game, that last partnership produced Nier Automata.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, I'm interested to see what that game is and how it comes. Other than that, it was so boring. It was so boring. But, people should...
It was just a bunch of what we already saw. A bunch of what we already knew was coming.
Yeah.
So, with the Nier thing, that would have been a good thing to announce that it's coming to the Xbox at their conference. That would have been a nice thing to do. Or to have a good or the best freaking trailer of Kingdom Hearts at your own conference would have been good. But nope.
I'm glad that they gave Dragon Quest XI some spotlight. I know when I spoke to the developers, they really wanted to try and push that game in the West and get it to a scale that's like Final Fantasy. And I think Dragon Quest deserves that. So I'm really glad they gave some time to that game, because if you're a fan of RPGs or JRPGs, 100% need to pick that game up. It's fantastic from what I've read on Japanese review sites. I'm looking forward to it. They've done so much to improve the gameplay for the Western release. They've added English voice acting, which there was no voice acting in the Japanese release. So, definitely support that game, and we saw some Project Octopath Traveler, which I keep calling it Project Octopath Traveler.
I know.
I keep forgetting they just call it Octopath Traveler now. So, but those are all really, really cool games. Not really what I wanted to see, but they're just trying to push their upcoming releases. So it was definitely the second to last in terms of like the worst conference, but like it was like I went into it with like, they probably won't do these big shocking reveals. They'll save Final Fantasy VII for PSX, for Sony's E3, which we're probably going to talk about the Kingdom Hearts trailer that was at Sony's E3. They're like I said this last time, they're just such a weird company, and I don't understand the decisions that they make.
Yeah, thankfully, unlike y'all, I was on the show floor, so I didn't get a chance to watch that.
We forgot about Bethesda entirely.
Oh,
well, we'll get to them. We'll get to them.
That's fine. We can get to them.
Yeah, I was on the show floor, so when I heard that, hey, Square Enix's conference is starting, I'm like, nope, not doing it to himself. Because I remember, bro, do you even vape?
Vape niche, bro.
What flavor, bruh?
Oh, mint.
Oh, nice. Oh, mint,
minty fresh.
the best. I remember a few years ago, Jamal and I here watched the last time they had one of these showcases, and funny enough, they did the exact same thing, showing off footage from other conferences. The only exception being the new Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. And it's crazy that 3 years later they brought the same Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, that's Square Enix. I'm excited for Kingdom Hearts. Octopath Traveler. I know Jordan and I were counting down the freaking days to that.
Yeah, that's gonna be a great one. I have a good feeling about it.
I mean, it's really good, man. This game is very fun.
Definitely. So, speaking of fun stuff, let's talk about the most wacky of conferences. Let's talk about that. Okay, I love the Bethesda press conference so freaking much, and I love to hate it at the same time because it is so out of control, man.
Yeah, it was a weird one.
It was very weird. I mean, the pacing when they first start off and they're talking about, okay, we're gonna start off with games, and here's Rage 2. And then there's a concert with the guy saying that everybody's gonna die and get ready to kill and all this shit. I'm like,
This shit scared me, bro.
What's going on?
Bethesda does not need a conference every year.
They don't. They really don't.
Yeah.
They're busting out the JPEGs. Like, they don't need a conference. Like, I think there's more JPEGs of game titles than there were actual like game trailers. Like, all right, I think it's time to not have a conference this year.
When it comes to me, as far as the games that they did announce and the stuff that they're working on, I think it was all right. You know, they were withholding more of the Doom. What is it? Doom
Eternal.
Yeah, Doom Eternal. They're holding that back for QuakeCon. They didn't want to show too much. And, you know, Elder Scrolls 6, where they just showed a little roll. The biggest thing, obviously, is
the Prey 2 DLC.
Skyrim. No. The biggest thing is Skyrim very special edition.
Hell yeah.
That is okay, yo. The thing about that is when it happened, I have an Alexa in my room, and I was like, you know, that wasn't real. It couldn't have been real. Then I just said, Alexa, play Skyrim. Welcome to Skyrim. Blah blah blah. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? It's real. It is real. If you have an Amazon Echo, it's real. Check the video on my channel. It's there. People like, that was crazy. Anywho, but the real big thing was the Fallout 76 and what they're trying to do with this. I know a lot of people have just been really upset about it and saying that they don't want to even give it the time of day or whatever. Me looking at it, I'm kind of like, I want to see what they're going to do with it. I want to see how this always online world is going to work. And, you know, it could be something cool, or it could turn into something where people are going to constantly troll you and nuke your little town as soon as you make it. Who knows? Yeah, you know. But I just want to see what. I also think they're putting too much faith into the community, thinking that everybody's going to play nice.
But they know that's not going to happen.
They said they kind of want. Well, Todd kind of explained that they want to try and counter that to make sure it's not that way by making the nuclear codes kind of difficult to get. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I really want to try Fallout 76. I love multiplayer. Yeah. It looks, that'd be such a fun game to just get like hammered one night and just jump in with somebody.
Oh my god!
And just like, yo guys, we're gonna nuke some shit. Let's go. Like,
it's just gonna be an arms race to the nuclear code. That's all it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Like, in that respect, I think it'll be really cool. I think what soured a lot of people on Fallout 76 is because the last time Bethesda added online to one of their games, it didn't work out so well with Elder Scrolls. So I think
what game are you?
I take it back. I've been playing Elder Scrolls this week, and I'm actually enjoying it, bro.
You're talking about the online one?
Yeah, Elder Scrolls Online, but it took a few years for them to get to that point. So
yeah, I don't think that's specifically Todd Studio as well. I think
no, it isn't. That's why I'm kind of like I have more faith in this one. But then again, it depends because people were kind of sour on Fallout 4. Like, even though some people liked it, some people were like, it's not as good as 3 or New Vegas. So we'll see. Like many things at E3, I like the premise. It just all boils down to the execution of things. And speaking of execution of things, I don't understand. Like, there are some people on a panel that need to be executed. How in the world Elder Scrolls Online keeps winning our MMO of the year?
That I do not understand, because if anybody knows me, I have been playing Final Fantasy 14 for what, 4 or 5 years now?
Yeah.
4 years. Been playing for 4 years. Freaking love that game. Elder Scrolls Online is cool, but it pales in comparison to freaking Final Fantasy 14. I don't know about WoW, but I'm pretty sure that that's better than... I don't know how it keeps doing that. It's really
it must be the Bethesda Bitcoins in the air. That could be what it is. But yeah, the 2 big announcements. Here's the thing. Under normal circumstances, the way Bethesda revealed their 2 games, Elder Scrolls 6, and what was the other one? Starfield.
Yeah.
If anybody else have, like, you know how people are ripping into Microsoft for just showing that trailer of Halo and nothing more? But people are praising Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield. Like, I understand it's a different situation, different studios and the like, but bro, they just said you guys know we're working on it, so here it is.
You know, yeah, it was more of a shut up game announcement. It's like, please stop asking.
Don't ever ask me for anything. Oh, top comment: fear no hate. If it ain't New Vegas, it don't matter, man. Facts.
Hopefully,
okay. The thing I was disappointed about is exactly that. I was hoping that I would hear about some. I can't say a Fallout game coming to the Switch, because we got one, Fallout Shelter. But yeah, I really wanted them to release Fallout 3 or New Vegas on the Switch. I think that would be such a good fit, and it would be something really cool.
What's really surprising? This is the 10-year anniversary for Fallout 3, but Bethesda's just like, what?
It could still happen. You have QuakeCon. Don't forget.
True.
I doubt it. I just don't see it happening.
The thing I get most tilted about, you could have your opinion on them showing a little JPEG with the title card, but if you're one of those shills who gets all hyped and Nintendo-y when they show a little Metroid but then you hate on other studios when they do the same thing. I can't lie to you.
Nintendo-y.
I wasn't expecting that.
Those facts.
Because I saw so many people that were like, I get it. I don't like when companies really do that. I got excited when they announced Elder Scrolls 6. It's nice to know that it is coming within 5 to 7 years. 5 to 7 years.
Oh my god.
Maybe more.
PS5.
Wait,
Yeah.
Guys, we want to take a bet right now. Does that game come out first, or Final Fantasy VII Remake?
Oh, I'm not taking that bet.
I think that's an actual bet that you can actually that isn't one-sided.
Honestly, I'd say that's like a 20 at the earliest. It's 2021
for Elder Scrolls.
No, I'm talking about did you say for Fallout Elder Scrolls? What?
No, I was gonna say Starfield. Then I was like, ugh.
But yeah, that's the thing though, because I don't think they'd want to release both those games in like the same year. So there's probably going to be at least a year and a half between them. So it's either 2021
for DLC.
Yeah,
they're probably going to release DLC for a year.
Right. So that's why I'm confused. But then again, you never know, because they released Elder Scrolls 4 in 2006, and then they came out with Fallout 3 in 2008. So unless they have like multiple teams working, yeah, exactly that. And unless they have different teams, I think one of them is coming like 2021. The other one's coming like 2023, which is so weird to think about.
That's so. Yeah, I was thinking about that a few days ago. Just to say E3 2020, it's like, holy shit. Like,
dude, what's so funny? What's so funny is, and what really put into perspective, Jordan, is when I was on Instagram and I got a post from Naughty Dog, and they're saying happy 5-year anniversary to The Last of Us, and I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah. Yeah. Like you were saying, though, I think you're definitely right. I think next year they'll probably focus a little bit on showing more Doom, and maybe another game. I can't really remember what else they showed besides Rage.
They announced Wolfenstein.
Game. So maybe next year we'll probably see a little bit more Doom. another game. And then I'd say by E3 2020, we'll probably see our first look at Starfield. Maybe a release within that year, but probably not. Probably 2021, like you're saying. I definitely think that's more likely. And then Elder Scrolls, maybe probably another 2-year break. We'll see it, and then 2023, 2024.
Yeah, because I feel like if Fallout 76 wasn't happening, I feel like we would have probably gotten Starfield at least by 2019, and probably Elder Scrolls by like 2021. It's weird. It's so weird.
For thinking about how Skyrim came out in 2011,
it seems like,
and Elder Scrolls 6 will be coming out in the 2020s. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
but hey, we will have an Elder Scrolls game on our phones to play in the meantime.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls Blade. Man, here's the thing about mobile games. Like Jamal said, it's cool. You can play them if you want, but don't try to sell us on something it's not. Like over here saying the full Elder Scrolls experience in the palm of your hands. I'm like, I already have that. It's called Skyrim on the Switch. Like, it's real, bro.
But the thing about that did kind of intrigue me though, is he just straight up said it like, yeah, we want to put this on any console. We want to put it on everything. And they were saying that you can, and it's going to have VR, like the Gear VR, all the way up to like an Oculus Rift or something. And you can play it multiplayer with people from that. Like that. And just how Bethesda is trying to put their games on multiple consoles and let these games on other consoles talk to each other and things of that nature. I think that's really cool, and I like that direction that they're going. I'm not trying to segue into anything, but I'm just saying I really do like that.
Yes, I will be right back.
All right, no problem.
All right.
Yeah, it's interesting what Bethesda is up to. I mean, like Ryan said, I do think them having a conference every year is kind of pushing it. I definitely think this one was better than last year's. Last year's was abysmal.
The Dishonored 2 one was pretty bad. That was the worst one.
Oh God, yeah. I remember, wasn't it the one where they were just like trying to hype people up on Dishonored 2, thinking it'd be another Fallout 4? Like, go pre-order the special edition right now, and everyone's like,
we sold out of the Pit Boys last year, so you want to get this Dishonored helmet? Like, no, I don't.
Getting that.
Yeah,
and I'm not this new one. I'm not getting the special edition for that either. I don't want that thing.
It's already sold out apparently, so your decision's been made up.
Oh, bless this man!
I didn't want.
Bless this man! Look what this man brought to the stream. Guys, check this out. Check this out. Check this out. My man, he doing it big on stream. Bruh, he got a whole pizza pie delivered. Oh shit! I'm really
First is just happy that he's eating. You're muted.
You're muted.
I said I'm ready to go. We got plenty more conferences to talk about.
Oh my God. Okay, you got it. You got to show us. What'd you get?
So we got
pineapple. There better not be fucking
thin crust pizza. We got hot jalapeno peppers and chicken meatballs.
That's solid choice.
That's solid. You know what? I will say this because it is oddly fitting, and people in the chat know what it's all about. If you're a real one, it's pizza time.
So I have a confession. Recently,
Yes.
my friend ordered a pineapple pizza, and while I like to make fun of it, I never actually tried it. So I tried it, and I can confirm it's pretty awful. I hated it.
I can't confirm. It's the worst thing I've ever had in my life.
It's just like dried out pineapple. It's a little bit sweet. It's just like, why? What's the point?
It's savory and sweet at the same time.
All right, knock it off. No.
Yes. He's like, knock it the fuck off. All righty.
Doing this.
Okay, so let's move into something where they really should have knocked it the fuck off. The Sony E3 conference. I'll just say this. All right. I am so glad that I got invited to E3 because if I was one of the people who paid for the Gamer Pass and actually waited, that's a quality Crunch Factor 10 up in this shit. Yo, now you good, bro. You good. It's all good. Do not ever apologize for good quality pizza. Do not. I might just fucking get the new codes and nuke Long Island for that disrespectful behavior. Anyways, so I don't know what I was expecting going into this because Jordan, correct me if I'm wrong. Sony had said that they were kind of scaling back this E3. They were just going to focus on like 4 to 5 games and that's it. I don't know what I was expecting. I thought that they were just gassing us up because I went to I mean, let's rewind a sec. To E3 last year, it was honestly pretty safe from Sony. They walked in there very comfortably. I mean, they didn't have to show anything. I mean, they just put out Horizon, God of War is on the way. Like they don't need to wow people. So it was okay in that respect because they were supposed to be gearing up PlayStation experience, and we saw what fucking happened. I went to that show, the PlayStation Experience showcase,
which wasn't very good.
It wasn't
correctly.
It was bad. It was just this couch ass discussion talking about games and teasing release dates. When we go hear this, when we go hear that, one of the worst. So I was thinking, all right, E3 has got to be a banger. And I will say this, it had great gameplay. It had more gameplay than a lot of these other companies. I loved seeing the footage, but as a whole, this conference, man, it was all over the freaking place.
I thought it went from being a total disaster to salvageable. It started out like with that transition, like they're like, all right, time to go from one place to the next. I'm like, what are you doing right now?
Yeah,
I've never
that
seen
was
this before.
so pointless, so stupid.
Yeah.
But then they started.
It was pointless to us because we weren't there.
Yeah, and by that, yeah, exactly. Like it was like the large majority you're not helping out here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like once like they got to the second studio, like they started showing stuff I actually cared about. It's probably the most stuff I'm actually gonna buy out of any of the things I saw any of the conferences.
Yeah,
including that the best Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. Do that.
Ooh,
yeah.
Here's the thing about that Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer though, like it looks incredible, and I know the game is still 7 months out. But the gameplay is looking kind of rough, to be honest. At first, I thought it was the stream. I thought it was the stream quality. Like, okay, it's a stream. This happens. But when you go onto Square Enix's main website, the quality, like, just it looks like there's some performance issues on that thing.
Yes, I noticed that too.
From what I've heard, is people are saying I think they had like a special room where they had some gameplay that people could have or whatever as well for that game.
Yeah.
They were saying that the trailer and the actual gameplay that was there at the show were completely different.
They are,
as far as the frame rates and everything. It holds up so much better. They should have shown more up to date gameplay for the trailer because it is looking pretty nasty.
Well, yeah, like the people who played it said like Xbox One X is like solid 60, PS4 Pro is like somewhere between 30 and 60. So like if the frame rate, I'm not sure what you meant by like the wonky gameplay. If it's like you mean frame rate, then I don't think that's actually going to be an issue. I wouldn't worry about that too much. If it's like how the game, like the combat system, then maybe you have a point.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've been hearing, a lot of people. I mean, I haven't been watching too many of those videos, but people are saying it is improved from the that little event they had a few weeks ago. So that's a positive. But again, I'm going into this as blind as possible, so I have no idea how they've improved upon it on the fan feedback. I'm just gonna play the game when it comes out, but it's looking great. You can definitely tell with all the time they've been taking to secure all these fucking licenses and make these worlds that they're trying to make this the Kingdom Hearts game to satisfy everybody. Unfortunately,
can we talk about like how no one dies in this series with that certain someone appearing at the end of the PlayStation trailer? Like you're bringing back Rika Repliku from Chain.
Wait, did you just say Rika Repliku?
Oh,
yep. Yes, he did.
All right.
Yo, Rika Repliku, let's go. Yeah. Hashtag that shit.
I don't know.
Rika Repliku for Smash.
Oh, God.
All right. Well, but still, like I feel like if you're gonna be bringing back like
bringing back who?
Riku Replica.
Thank
or
you.
Repliku, if you want.
Rico Repliku. Gotta love it.
Rika. That sounds like, is that the next evolution of fucking Riolu? Is that a tree?
Oh, God, stop.
Oh, man, I'm just saying.
I mentioned it earlier, but like I was saying, how this E3 was kind of very telling of what position every company is kind of in right now. Sony's showcase to me showed off a company that's very confident in their exclusives and their exclusives alone. As Jamal knows, their online infrastructure still has many things that need to be fixed if Fortnite's anything to go by. Sony's gonna have a big issue going into the next console generation because if they don't get their shit together, with PSN name changes, with backwards compatibility, with cross-platform play, these are all things that should have been fixed a very long time ago. And Microsoft and Nintendo are gonna fire at them for that. And you already see those two companies, they're getting in bed together a little bit. And Sony's gonna Fortnite is on a level where now it's noticeable. Sony's gotten shit for it before in the past, but now they're getting a ton of shit for it because of Fortnite, and that's only going to get worse.
The big issue is that they're keeping your account from you. That isn't their account. If you logged into their platform ever, I think that's a distinction from Rocket League. You want me to play? You can't. You're not gonna let me play with my friends on other systems. Fine, but you're gonna lock my account down because I played on your system once. That's
it's very stupid. And all it is they want you to buy the V-Bucks on their platform. That's it. They don't want you doing that on anybody else's platform. But let's be honest, the Switch version pales in comparison to the PS4 version.
Yeah,
well, of course, but
here's the thing why I'm not so obviously, first things first, Sony and this whole crossplay debacle. It's something at this point that it just needs to be addressed. I mean, I personally don't care whatsoever, but like Jordan said, it's gotten to a point where Fortnite is so noticeable and it's so mainstream in such a short amount of time, mind you, that this is just the natural progression of things. Like the day you have a Call of Duty that's crossplay across the board is the day when I think everybody jumps on board with this, because then you realize we don't have any more barriers for the most part. The only thing it's going to come down to is your preference of hardware and what games you want to play. But the thing about Fortnite, why I'm not too worried about the Switch version right now, is because I was watching a really great retrospective video that looked back at all the different updates they released for the PS4 and Xbox One. Epic knows how to take advantage of the hardware. Unreal Engine 4 is just phenomenal.
Most definitely.
Apparently the base Xbox One version of Fortnite runs at 60 frames now, and it didn't before. So the Switch version, I assume, is going to get some tweaks and fixes, and I wouldn't be surprised if they get it to run at 60, even if it's just 720p or something. I don't know.
I mean, don't get me wrong when I say it pales in comparison. The Switch version is a very competent port. It's very playable. It's not like you can't get in and do what you need to do on it. It works. Epic did a great job with it. But
I actually have a problem, actually. I can't even... I was talking to Ryan about this beforehand. I can't even log into Fortnite. I created an Epic account for the first time because it's going to be my first actual time giving a damn about Fortnite. And every time I try to start the game on the Switch, it just crashes. And I tried re-downloading it. There's no way for me to re-download it. So I'm just confused. Has anyone else had this problem before? I don't know.
I haven't actually heard about had nothing, and I have not heard of it either. I've had zero problems with it, bro. No problem at all. I've heard some people said it froze on them a few times, and then Epic went in and they fixed it. And it worked.
So no doubt about that. Oh, people in the comments are like, yeah, Fortnite, cool. I'm so happy with Fortnite is on Switch. My 6-year-old loves it. Oh, that's pretty dope.
But, if you are not aware, I am on this movement right now where I am also trying to hit up Sony every day with just one tweet, at least. Just calling them out on their BS about cross-platform play. Because the thing for me is this isn't the first game that has happened, but like you guys said, this is it's on a bigger platform now because, it's Fortnite. Everybody's freaking playing it. And somebody brought up a really good point. What about those little kids? Like somebody just said their 6-year-old loves it. What about a little kid who they were playing Fortnite on their brother's console on the PS4 and they wanted to play with their friends who were on the Xbox and they weren't able to do so? And then it comes out on a Switch. Yay, let me get my account and my progress I've been making, and I'm going to play it on the Switch. Oh, little Johnny can't play with his friends because Sony is holding back their account. It is ridiculous.
Here's the thing.
Absolutely stupid.
Here's the thing. It is dumb on their part, and their whole PR was funny as well because they're like, oh, but you can still crossplay on every other console with PS4. Yeah. But this is honestly, I think it addresses a bigger issue. I don't think this is a case of Sony not wanting to do crossplay. I think this is a case of them being physically enabled because of how they set up PlayStation Network. I still think the way they set that thing up over 10 years ago is seriously coming back to haunt them. Because you remember when it first launched, it was so archaic. And even now, it's gotten substantially better, but you still have the limitations that existed from last gen. So when people are always asking Sony, like, why can't you do name changes? Why can't you do name changes? I honestly think their system is so freaking antiquated that even trying to go ahead and do that is going to be such a trial for them. And I think it opens up a lot of security holes. And you guys know what happened the last time there was a security issue.
Oh, Lordy.
PlayStation, yeah.
Um,
that was 7 years ago, believe it or not.
I can't believe that happened still.
That
Oh,
freaking
yeah.
killed Zipper Interactive. That's literally the reason they shut down. So,
Bro, their
fuck that shit.
their game launched that week. I felt so bad.
Fucking more people. That's so bothersome to me. Like, yeah, you were saying IGN actually pulled a quote off Twitter from an ex-Sony boss. I can't remember his name, but if you just look up IGN Fortnite, it's pretty easy to find. He said the reason when he was there, the reason they weren't really looking into it was financials, plain and simple. They just want people to spend their money on PlayStation. And I get that, but you know, we're going into 2018 now. They're the only company that doesn't do it. They do it in some games, but it's so much so the bare minimum. Like with Rocket League, that's the one that it affects me the most. Rocket League, for instance, you can find matches with PC players. You can't search with your friends on Steam, but you can play with the wait times will be shorter because you can play with PC players, and that's just the bare minimum to me. So to me, it's a place for the players, but they're still not garnering just what so many players want. It would be amazing if I could buy my PS4, which I will always be a loyal PlayStation customer as long as they keep giving me those great exclusives. I'll always be loyal to them. I'll always buy my stuff there. And many people will. They have 80 million PS4s in the marketplace. I mean, I can't imagine they'll lose that much to get this done. And you could be right. It could be an internal online infrastructure type of thing. I think that
it's not.
I think that goes more hand in hand with. I think that goes more hand in hand with the PSN names, definitely. You know, but it just feels like so disconnected to me. And with the thing that was worse was that PR statement. And I feel like I'm going too long with this topic, but the PR statement was terrible, and it reminded me so much of, I want to say his name was Don Matrick, that interview that he did with Jeff Keighley in 2013 when the Xbox One was coming out. Oh, well, if you don't have an online connection, we have a great place to play for you. It's called Xbox 360. That basically felt like the same thing with the Sony PR statement, just like a big middle finger. Anytime I try and log into when I first tried to log into my account on Switch, and it told me, yeah, this isn't our fault, but you know, make a new account. It was just like a big middle finger from Sony saying, like, you're only buying stuff on our platform, and that's it. And that's not for the players for me. That's for their wallets, in my opinion.
Yeah. And just to address,
and Chris, wait. I was gonna say it is not an issue with the infrastructure. The reason being, because there was a time when I think when they got the crossplay to work with the PC and Xbox and stuff, it worked for the PS4 for a day. I remember that. I remember seeing some stuff on Twitter popping up about how people were playing between Xbox and PlayStation, and then PlayStation said, "Oh, y'all gotta fix that and turn it off."
Oh,
so yeah, it is not. It is not because they made that mistake one day. It is all about them wanting you to buy V-Bucks on their platform.
The Rocket League people literally said we could flip a switch and it'll be all for the
So it does. I guess it does go back to what Jordan was saying in the interview when it's all financial. And I mean, when Sony's bleeding for money like that. But I wanted to address Toma because he's in the chat right now, and he's kind of basically saying like, how would crossplay help Sony sell more consoles? And I don't think that's really the case in point about that situation. I think it's more along the lines of, if you have a feature like this, why would you deprive it from people if it's so simple? Like, obviously no one's going to run out there and buy a new console for cross-play purposes, but the fact that you were depriving it from people is kind of like it's like Xbox, for example. You know, when Xbox came out with the Xbox One and it couldn't do some of the things that the PS4 did, you know, people aren't going to run out and buy a PS4 to do those things, but it's just a benefit to have it on the system. And I mean, when it's something so simple, it's kind of like, I mean, why, you know?
I think it's really short-sighted because, like, now if I'm buying a game on PC or PS4, I'll be like, PC. If there's cross-play, I could do it on my PC, but not on my PS4.
And to what, can't remember the commenter's name, to what he said, how is it going to sell them more consoles? I worked at Best Buy for 2 years. I worked in the gaming department specifically. And when people come in, they want to buy a new console. The biggest reason they want to buy a new console, and usually 90% of the reason they buy a new console is, or the one they buy is what my friends have.
Mhm.
If someone comes into Best Buy and I'm selling them a console and I tell them, you can get an Xbox, Switch, you can buy a new PC right now, and you'll be able to play with all of them on each of these consoles for whatever games come out on all three of them. PS4 can't do that. That's going to be it might not be the large majority, but it is going to be some people. Some people, especially with knowing that Fortnite has this issue, that a game like that, it's gonna bleed over, and people are gonna ask about it. General consumers want places to play with their friends, and I think if Sony gives people more access to that, it would be a decent thing for them to do, a good thing for them to do. And in the long run, I think it won't hurt them as much as they think it will. Personally, that's just my thing.
The thing that really trips me out is you bringing up that Fortnite is giving it a lot of the spotlight right now, that Sony isn't, letting this happen. I saw this on the news.
Yeah.
It was on the freaking news, and they interviewed Reggie and everything talking about it. And it's like, wow, like, because Fortnite is so huge, and then the outrage about this at Sony is so huge, they talked about it on the news. And Reggie said it best. He said it best. He said that they want to respect the developer's vision and do what is the best for the gamers. And I know that was just a direct middle finger to Sony, like, take that, suck on that, guy.
It's a weird
that
time
was
when Nintendo
it is
exactly when Nintendo is ahead of the curve on these sort of things. It's wow.
It's
again, where would we have been 3 years ago? We would not be saying these sort of things.
Well, Fortnite just wouldn't be on anything Nintendo 3 years ago.
No, it wouldn't.
True. Yeah.
Well, we probably should get to the other 6 games that were at Sony's.
Okay.
I think that was definitely worthy of discussion, though, at being probably the biggest news coming out of E3. But why don't we?
Also, well, not saying that Kingdom Hearts 3 PS4 Pro looks sick.
Oh, I was watching it. I was watching the conference with like 5 people who are all. I'm not a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, but like 5 people who are all huge Kingdom Hearts fans, and like literally right there, I saw five PS4 sales happen right before my eyes when that thing got announced.
Although it's probably going to cost $500 because they're doing that thing again where it comes with every game in the series, even though you already own them.
Yeah, it'll
probably be why you do this?
It'll probably be $450.
I have yet to buy a Pro, and I think this might be the one.
Yeah,
if only because like.
I think you got to ball out for this game a little bit. It's been a long time coming.
Honestly, I'd much rather buy this than the collector's edition that they came out with. Because if I'm spending more than $200 on Kingdom Hearts 3, you damn well know I'm going to get me a console with it.
You know what? I sort of appreciate that collector's edition because there's like 2 versions of it. It's like the $20. Here's your art book, steel book. Have a nice day. And then if you want the figures,
there's a $20 steelbook edition.
Well, yeah, there's an $80.
$80.
All right, I'm here for that. I am here for that.
Oh yeah, if you
he sent that in the chat, dude. Come on.
No, man, I wasn't giving a fuck about no collector's edition.
If you get that, and if you pre-order it at Best Buy, you'll get that Gamers Club discount. Rest in peace, and you'll get a $10. You get a $10 reward certificate for pre-ordering it. So like that's like the best deal for that game currently.
Alrighty, cool. Well, I mean, outside of that, I personally think like, of course, there were highlights at the Sony showcase. Like all the exclusive gameplay was great, but I think the one that kind of stole the show, and like you guys don't understand it because you didn't go there, but the hype levels were through the roof for Resident Evil 2 remake.
Really? Yes, sir.
And like, I'll just quickly say this real quick. That game right there, the second they announced it, it probably had the second or third longest line to play at E3. It was that real.
And apparently it delivered from what people played of it.
God. But that I'm so excited because when you're watching, I just love the way they crafted the trailer because you have no idea what it is, and they give you kind of that nod like, oh look, there's a OG PlayStation.
Yeah, that's what I noticed.
Bro, and then
I didn't even catch that.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah, I didn't see it either.
It's like right at the beginning.
God. Yeah, right at the beginning. There's a PlayStation plugged in, and I was like trying to figure out what game is this? What game is this? You see a zombie.
Man. I knew right away. It looked like the Resident Evil 7 engine. I was like, oh, don't do it. Don't show me Leon right now. I'm gonna fucking lose my mind.
And yeah, it was just audible applause in the theater, and I'm so happy because this game. Correct me if I'm wrong. They were talking about this game before the PS4 even launched, so it's been a long time coming.
It was 2015. They announced.
It's been a while.
It's been 3 years.
They just said it was coming.
It was radio silent for 3 years, and then you get a release date for like 7 months in the future. Which it's so cool that Resident Evil is back, because when that series is good, that series is good.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. And it's crazy because we were talking about this before. How Capcom is the saving grace. They had at one conference Devil May Cry 5, something people have been looking forward to for years, and then they have Resident Evil 2 remake. So it's just wow. I never thought we'd be in a situation where Capcom is
doing really well.
Can we talk like Capcom? Their fighting game division needs some work though. That seems to be
that's
like
Okay. Real quick. I actually went back in some of my old videos and I found a video that I did where one of the directors was talking about the idea of doing a Resident Evil remake, depending on if the fans want it. Guess when that video was dated?
Oh, geez. Halloween.
October 8th, 2012.
Wow.
Sheesh.
So they've been thinking about this for a while. So this is like 7 years in the making when all things are considered. So yeah, after I didn't play Resident Evil 7 outside of the few minutes of VR at Tundex's place, but I'm very happy. Yeah, I know. I'm very happy that it's received well, and I'm just happy with the way it's going. I mean, you had Resident Evil 7 last year, you had Monster Hunter World at the beginning of this year, and like just the little stuff in between, like the better Street Fighter collection they put out,
Mega Man 11.
Mega Man 11.
Yeah, that was great too.
And then next year we have Resident Evil and Devil May Cry within like not even 3 months of each other.
Fantastic. I'm so excited. February is so fucked. There's so much shit coming out. I can't believe it.
When does DMC come out? Does DMC
DMC came out 2013, early 2013.
No, the 5, the real
I think
one.
March?
Oh, spring, yeah, like March.
Yeah, spring, probably.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I want to talk about my game of show, easily hands down for E3 2018. Ghost of Tsushima. That game looks
that looks cool.
phenomenal.
That looks really
phenomenal. Cool. Like I was astounded by how good that game looks. It's like everything. I'm such a big fan of samurai movies, video games, anime. Samurai Champloo is my favorite anime of all time.
There we go.
And just to see, combat was the one thing where I'm like, I do want to get my hands on this. You know, it doesn't look perfect, but I do want to see how it feels when the game finally comes out. I mean, but God, I just don't understand how PS4 can keep pushing those graphics. I have no idea. Like, God of War is incredible, but this game looks like it's like a jump up, and it's like this little thing that everyone said was outdated in 2013 is these graphics that no one's ever seen before. Like, it looks absolutely phenomenal. Cannot wait to play that game. Really, really, really so excited for it.
Definitely. I'd say if I had to pick a game of the show, because I'm such a big fanboy, it's got to be Spider-Man, because we've seen gameplay of Marvel Spider-Man before. Yeah. But what they showed off, like in its close to finished form, all the fears that I had when I was thinking it was just a Batman Arkham clone, it kind of got dispelled because they're adding in Spider-Man's flair and substance and style to it. And I mean, the Rogues Gallery, it looks out of freaking control. Yeah, exactly. So I'm so hyped for this. I mean, I know I'm gonna get crucified for not pointing out The Last of Us, but I mean, at this point, it's kind of like Naughty Dog is a given. Like, yeah, it's gonna be good. So whatever,
it's gonna be good
stuff, you know.
And it looks great.
It's so hard to compare all the 4 main games that they showed. Each one looks fantastic. Yeah, and that's why I was saying, like, they have every right to be so confident in that lineup, because for the next 2 years, we're gonna have like such great exclusives. It's gonna be insane. And yeah, if we're going to talk about that Last of Us trailer. That Last of Us trailer was crazy. It was so brutal. It was even more brutal than the initial trailer that we saw that was so controversial. Like, when Ellie like smashed that hammer into that guy's head, like I was audibly like, holy fuck. Like it was crazy. And that game looks fantastic. So I'm very excited.
That'll probably be like the last like good PS4 game. That's probably going to be like the end of it.
Fantasy 7.
Is that still a PS4 game? Are we sure?
Yes.
At least part 1.
It'll be
at least part 1.
Mark my words. It'll be PSX. Somehow, hopefully, please.
You have insider information from DualShockers that you
Yeah.
us.
Square's hitting me up.
Giuseppe hit him up.
Yo, don't tell anyone, fam. We're releasing Final Fantasy VII Remake next year.
Here's $20.
Down low.
The table.
Slide it. So, Ryan, what's your game from Sony?
So like obviously like, probably Resident Evil 2 remake, because just like Resident Evil 2 was such a sick game, just like in terms of atmosphere and exploring the police station. Like that's probably the number one game. If you take like the 4 like exclusives, probably Spider-Man, because I haven't seen enough of Death Stranding yet.
Nobody has.
Yeah, like here's some gameplay, not
Packing it with the game.
I don't know. I wasn't as big a fan as The Last of Us as everyone else on the planet, but I'm still gonna get it when it comes out. I like Uncharted 4 way better than The Last of Us personally. I like how it's like more fun, like in terms of atmosphere and storytelling, and not depressing, and like how the combat is like less rigid, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
it is.
So like that's my Naughty Dog series of choice. Like the game of the show probably for me is Kingdom Hearts 3. Obviously, I just thought that a Pirates of the Caribbean trailer just like blew me away. Just like in terms of like what they could do. It's like they weren't just twiddling their thumbs for the past 4 years as much as we like to make fun of them for it.
Yeah, there's definitely some mechanics that were surprising to see in that trailer.
Yeah, there is some interesting stuff from there that you guys might not have heard. One, there will be DLC Keyblade skins if you pre-order the game digitally on Xbox and PlayStation. Like Xbox.
Wait. What do they mean by Keyblade skins?
All right, so you know
Keyblades
how
aren't skins.
No. So you know how like Sora has like that new Star Seeker, like that's his new main Keyblade.
Yeah.
If you pre-order digitally on PlayStation, you get a PlayStation variant of that weapon, where it's the same weapon except and on Xbox it's green, which I thought was interesting that they would bother to do something on Xbox. And also no dubs outside of English and Japanese.
Oh.
Yeah, which I thought was pretty shocking. And like from what I heard, the whole reason they delayed it is because like the English dub and the English translation wouldn't be ready for 2018. So it seems like that's been an issue for them. Like, I don't know. There was some interesting info coming out of that game that from like behind the scenes that like explains some stuff. But the one good thing that we were all really worried about after that game that came out 2 years ago that we that basically built this podcast.
Yeah, I did.
There's no season pass in Kingdom Hearts because he doesn't like that, like the season pass model. Maybe throwing a little bit of shade at his coworkers. I don't know, but it seems like we won't get like an episode Riku coming out in a couple months.
Oh God, thank you.
Well, so it at least seems like the game that comes out in January will be like the complete vision, and maybe there'll be a final mix add-on a year down the line with some extra bosses and stuff, and that will hint towards post Kingdom Hearts 3.
I'd be on board with that. I mean, they could probably release that for like $20 and put out a final mix edition. That'll be pretty dope, I guess. But I'm surprised they're not done with the English translation yet. I mean, hasn't Goofy been recording this shit for 3 years?
Been done since 2015, allegedly. You could really tell though if you're watching those trailers, like the voices did not sync up at all.
Nah.
They took the recordings and put it over the trailer. Yeah, it was pretty obvious watching it.
Yeah, I mean, this one was a little better, but I don't know what it is, if they did something to these trailers for the E3 mixing or whatever, but it felt really awkward, you know. And I think it does come down to you saying that they weren't done yet, because it just sounded so, I wouldn't say out of sync, but it just sounds out of place, like it hasn't been properly mixed. You know what I'm saying?
They don't have all the sound effects and everything, and it was just really weird. You just hear the voices over silence and the music.
Yeah. Like it's so odd because like the Japanese trailers, even from a year, like even from 2015, it felt mixed properly, but this time it didn't. So it's like, all right, if they need the extra month to polish it up, I'd rather them do that. And also the fact that like the characters, when there's no like dialogue, like when you press X to talk to someone, they speak instead of just a text box.
That is really cool.
Yeah, and like the mouth movements are accurate now instead of just like the up and down movement. So it seems like it's a lot more work, and like that might be why the foreign language. I imagine there'll be like foreign language voice packs down the line. I can't imagine that never happening.
Yeah, because they did that for one of their other games, Tomb Raider, the very first one, they had a Japanese language pack DLC voiceover, so it could happen. It's very possible further down the road. But again, it depends though, because maybe they're just trying to, because when they animate it, they're animating it to both the English language script in addition to the Japanese as well. So when they're actually animating the lip flaps, they're animating the words too. So I think that could be the reason, because if you had to animate lip flaps and everything is accurate now, that would take so much freaking time for localization. So I understand why it's just one or the other and then subtitles for everybody else. But people in the comments are actually putting out some more information as well. They're talking about how Rapunzel didn't speak in the English trailer, but she spoke in the Japanese one. So yeah, that does make a lot of sense. They probably just got, yeah. So they just probably started recording this. So yeah, but I mean, I'm glad Kingdom Hearts is there. I'm glad we're finally at the finish line. Home stretch, guys. Hopefully, fingers crossed, and nothing happens. But though, here's the weird thing about it. I don't know if y'all notice this. It's just, I don't know if it's just Kingdom Hearts 3 and maybe other developers are a lot more, I guess, tight-lipped about this sort of thing. But Kingdom Hearts 3, we've heard a lot of behind the scenes about like the production troubles and how literally the game isn't done until it's actually done, and them talking about how, oh, we're not done recording yet. And it's like, damn, the game is 7 months out. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's kind of weird, but I guess that's what happens with game development. But yeah, Jamal, what is your game of the show for Sony?
Resident Evil, man. Nothing else to say. Just love that. We want to play it. Looks great.
Awesome. Cool.
It's a shame that won't be in VR again.
You never know. Never say never.
Well, it's a third-person game, so maybe that might be more difficult.
But they could release something down the road. Never know.
We'll see.
I mean, they live in a world of DLC, bro. Come on.
And we live in a world where Final Fantasy fishing is a thing, so
Oh God, don't.
I'm kind of interested what you guys think. I mean, we got a little surprise announcement. I don't see too many people talking about it, but I'm a big fan of the first game. Neo 2 was announced, which is
I'm surprised that they got that so early. I guess because they saw the success, they just jumped right into a sequel.
Yeah, but that should be an interesting one.
Yeah. I mean, guys, we'd love to talk more about Kingdom Hearts 3, but we'd seriously be here all night. So we're going to save that for like a final discussion in a couple of months. Were there any other conferences? I know Devolver Digital had one, but I'm not too intrigued by that.
Are you serious? We haven't talked about Nintendo at all.
Oh, I forgot. Because I mean, is it really a E3 conference? Isn't it just a Smash Bros. Showcase?
Basically,
there's one piece of nonsense in there that I do want to talk about. Something that I feel like got overlooked too much.
Okay, so yes, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for. Not really. No, we are not going to talk about Aqua Nord because we are all still hurt from that. So
I saw that coming from a mile away. I don't know why everyone was so shocked about that. I thought that was a pretty obvious twist.
I don't like it. I don't like it
either. But
that's all we gotta say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not shocked, but I'm hurt and I'm disappointed.
Got you. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about the Nintendo E3 digital event. Honestly, I'd say if Sony's was the worst in terms of not that many surprises, I think Nintendo's was the worst in the sense that they didn't even show anything worth giving a damn. Like that's what seriously killed me.
They took the Breath of the Wild approach, but they dialed it back a bit. Instead of that being the only thing they had, because there was actually stuff on the show floor to play, and they showed different things. The Nintendo booth was apparently pretty full from what I've seen on pictures.
It was very,
and I really feel like they should have talked about a lot of the games, like that little scissor reel. I honestly looked down for a few seconds, and I missed the fact that Dragon Ball Z is coming to it. I missed it. I didn't even know. Because they didn't spend any time on it. They could have spent a lot of time on the extra stuff that's coming, but they decided to spend all their time on Smash Bros. Which Smash Brothers is good. Smash Brothers looks like it's going to be a spectacular game, but there's no reason that they should have spent that much time talking about it.
Yeah, I think if there's 3 games that are worth talking about that all of us probably have some sort of interest in, I mean, a lot of I see the comments coming in. Damon X Machina looks pretty interesting. I know for that one, is being worked on by some guys that worked on Armored Core. Even though I've never played an Armored Core game, I'll be interested to see how that game comes out. It looked kind of cool. The other 2, Fire Emblem and Mario Party. Mario Party was honestly, I was more hyped about a solid Mario Party game than I was about Smash. But I'm also really into Smash, and it looks fantastic. I want to play it.
It's been too long since we've gotten a great Mario Party.
Exactly. That's what Switch is perfect for it, you know? So
yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, they had some like here's the thing I've noticed about the Switch, especially with Nintendo. Like Jamal, you were talking about that Scissorilla stuff coming. The thing about the Switch is I don't think anybody needs to advertise that this game is out on the Switch because the audience knows. Like checking the eShop every day and you see the recent releases, and with all the games that are selling like out the freaking wazoo, like a game like Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, the fact that that game sold, I think, the best on Switch in Japan compared to the other versions kind of is like, all right, we can put anything on the Switch, no advertising, and people will buy it. I mean, yeah, like the Daemon X Machina game looked cool, I guess, but I don't know. Is that coming out this year?
Dragon Ball?
No. Daemon X Machina. I don't remember. It was either this year or early next year, I want to say.
Okay, so like regardless of whether or not it comes out this year or next year, it kind of illustrates a problem that I hoped they would avoid. All of the games that they're talking about are 2019 and forward, which is kind of funny.
It's 2019.
Which is funny. Oh boy, great. So it's funny because we just brought this up. People are shitting on Bethesda for that Elder Scrolls announcement, but they announced Yoshi prematurely. They announced Bayonetta prematurely. They announced Fire Emblem a whole 2 years before it's coming out. Metroid Prime JPEG, like that's like not there. It's just I get it. You want to get people hyped and excited, but like ragging on other studios for doing this and then you doing it yourself and saying that we want to show the game when it's ready, then why did you announce it in the first place?
Nintendo won because of Smash Brothers.
Like, yeah, but I mean the ports and everything look cool. I'll get them. I'm excited for Dragon Ball Fighters. In Japan it's coming out late September, so hopefully we get it in the West around that time. That'll be great.
I want that one SNES game like bundled with it.
Yeah, Dragon Ball. I think.
Oh yeah, that looks
10.
cool.
Right.
Do we know if Shin Megami Tensei 5 is coming out this year?
No, it's
They
no.
didn't say anything, dude.
Right.
Again, another game that they announced prematurely like 2 years ago.
I mean, Reggie did say they will have other directs this year. So I'd assume they would probably have 1 or 2 more. So maybe we'll have one more game this year.
That's what a lot of Nintendo people have been saying. Like, you can't really judge the E3 like that because Nintendo does like 3 or 4 directs in a year and blah blah blah. Like, yeah, but it's E3.
Exactly. It's a different court.
Like, I get what you're saying. I do understand Nintendo. They do speak more than the other developers about their stuff throughout the year. You are absolutely correct. But,
Wait, they just started development on Shin Megami Tensei 5? Wait, didn't they announce it at the beginning of 2017?
That was announced, yeah, with the Switch.
Yeah, it was announced with the Switch.
Some people, I'm getting multiple people saying no, they just started development on it. I'm like,
you guys, an article. I'm pretty sure that can't be true. If they've released 2 trailers now for it, a teaser trailer and a regular trailer, not even 2 teaser trailers. Let's just say because the other one didn't really show anything.
Wait, do you guys mean? Oh my god, no, they cannot have just if they just start development now, we're not getting that shit till at the earliest end of next year.
That's a fat L.
Oh, we also got that Xenoblade DLC. I forgot about that.
Oh, that looks great.
Yeah.
Yep.
That looks cool.
I gotta finish that game.
Yeah, me too. I have like 35 hours in it. And I'm like
35 hours. Yeah. That's cute.
I know.
Definitely. But yeah, Smash Bros. I mean, I got a chance to play it when I was at E3. I like it a lot. I mean, I'm not a Smash hardcore veteran by any stretch of the imagination. But if I had to make a comparison about it, I'd say it's like a faster version of 4. So they are kind of going back to the melee approach. There are some tweaks for characters going on. But yeah, it's not just the Smash 4 Deluxe or Smash 4 patch notes like a lot of people are saying. They actually did go the extra mile to improve some things. I'm sure they took a bulk of it from Smash 4, but the fact that they're bringing back all the older characters is a sign that they're at least doing something different. So that comes out in December. Everyone's going to be getting that shit day one. 8-player Smash portable. I don't know how the Switch is going to survive. That shit's about to explode, but I'm here for it, man. I'm here. I got that warranty on that bitch, so it'll all be good.
The Switch is going to go the way of the Note 7.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, they announced Catherine Full Bodies coming to the West in 2019. I saw some ads at the event, Asbel, but I didn't really care too much for it because, you know, just trying to get around the show floor. Let's see, was there anything else? I think we covered all the major conferences, right?
Let me talk about that Pokemon thing that's been pissing me off.
Oh, go for it, bro. Go for it.
So he's gonna remake Gen 1. Obviously, like the Mew is an iconic Pokemon. Correct me if I'm wrong. And they could have done something cool where, like, oh, you know, Mew's under the truck. That's how you get him in this game. Or you get all 150, and then you catch Mew where Mewtwo was. But how do you get Mew in this game? You have to buy a $50 accessory.
Oh god.
To get Mew. To catch them all, you have to buy an accessory that's almost the price of the goddamn game. Are you out of your mind? Like that's the worst. That might be like dollar for dollar the worst piece of DLC that's ever existed.
Well, here's the thing though. Do you guys remember a time where there was another remake of a Pokemon game and it came bundled with a little Pokeball walker? You guys remember that?
Yeah, Soul Silver.
Yeah, all one price, $40.
Well, you know, the Pokeball Walker, like, the new one is actually like a Joy-Con controller. So I'm like, all right, it seems like it costs a pretty penny to manufacture. You want to put it out as a separate thing, fine, but don't tie game completion to it.
Now, here's the thing, Ryan. I know you've probably been keeping up with this more than I have. I don't know if Jamal or Jordan has. But I remember when Pokemon Let's Go got announced, everybody was saying the gameplay footage is deceiving. It's still going to be a full-blown remake of Yellow. It's just certain things are casualized in terms of catching Pokemon. Is it really as casualized as people in the comment section are saying? Like it doesn't feel like a Pokemon game in the sense that,
yeah,
all right, we're going to do things in a Pokemon game. So it's literally just Pokemon Go where you actually it's Pokemon Go, but you're indoors.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Catching Pokemon.
I don't think it's as bad as people are making it seem, to be completely honest. Like, yes, it is super casual, and I am every single Pokemon game that has come out. I've played every single gen. I am going to get this game, and I think what?
I am going to. My headset died, so I'm just going to get the aux cable. I'll be right back.
All right, but yeah, I'm going to get it. I think it's going to be fine, but the one thing that a lot of people need to understand is it's not made for the hardcore. Mm-hmm. This is made for people who are my age, who have kids and stuff at this point, and they want to play the game with their kids. Like, hey, I remember playing this when I was a kid. You'll enjoy this. So let me come in and, you know, you play Pokemon Go. This is my Pokemon when I had it as a kid. And you go in and you play it with your younger cousin, your little brother, your son, your daughter, and do something like that. It's not meant to be a full-fledged Pokemon game. It is meant to bridge the gap of Go and the core series. If this had been the only thing they talked about and they didn't tell us that we had a real new core one coming, yes, I would be pissed off. But right now, I'm just like, you know what? It's cool. I have no problem with it. I have absolutely no problem. But that DLC, well, the Mew thing is kind of meh. The thing that, you know, it does take a lot of the fun out of what we're used to with the battling, where you just catch the Pokemon Go style and then get the experience for your Pokemon from there. But it's not going to be that bad, in my opinion. It's really not.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, like, I wish there would just be a difficulty mode. So, like, if you want a harder experience, you could get it. Like, they had it in black and white too. I don't know why they didn't bring it over. Like, if you want, like, the trainers to have higher level Pokemon and then, like, have an extra Pokemon in their team, like, to accommodate everybody. I know they're, like, afraid that people can't beat their games, even though people have been beating their games since they're really hard.
All right, I have returned.
But it's just
Alright.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. Like at least the core battling for players. What the fuck?
Wow. He's back and then he broke everything. What the hell?
Wait, what happened?
So I don't
Did it
know.
happen in your house, didn't it?
Oh,
Somebody
no,
dropped something?
no. My dad is just moving around the pots and pans.
Literally. So like I don't know. It's like this game is like a fun trip through memory lane. If you look through it that way, it shouldn't be disappointing. The real game is next year, so you gotta be patient. I don't know. I just wish like the series would just be a little bit more challenging, like it was like in the Heart Gold and Soul Silver days, where Lance had 3 Dragonites. It's just stuff like that. I don't know. I just feel like
It's
like,
literally
I almost-
baby's first Pokemon. That's what this
Yeah.
game is.
like in like the series in general, not just like the Let's Go series. Like I was very disappointed with X and Y and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I'm like, if this is just like the direction the series is going in, like I might bounce, which is something I never thought I would say. Like Sun and Moon saved it a little bit, so I'm just like, I feel like the future of this franchise kind of rests on next year's game a lot.
Yes, I agree with you on that. I do. Everybody's
I'm
waiting.
kind of,
waiting in the wings.
I'm kind of in the
next one's
camp
gonna be.
where I don't really care too much about Pokemon. I mean, if this was a Pokemon Yellow remake in earnest, I think I'd be down for it, but I just don't like the Pokemon Go aesthetic over it. That's what's kind of like, if you got to remake Yellow, like you know what we're here for. But I don't know, because you brought up a good point, how you said people don't finish games, and I don't know who brought this up, but someone pointed that out. When it comes to Pokemon games, not a lot of people finish them. I mean, myself included. So there could be something to this, you know?
Well, I feel like for Sun and Moon, it's like there's like a million cutscenes that last forever that you can't skip, and
Yeah.
the tutorial is like a quarter of the goddamn game. It's so
Oh my
I'm
God.
not gonna lie. I did get Ultra Sun, and I played it for like 20 minutes and said, nope,
It's
I'm not going through all that stuff again.
Oh my
the same
God.
game up until like near the end. It's ridiculous how long the tutorial is, and the fact that they expected people to play it twice. Like you're so like afraid of people not playing your game that you're turning people away. Like I don't know. They need to figure it out. Like I've been catching Pokemon. I don't need to learn how to catch a Pokemon. I've been catching Pokemon since most of those people work there. Like
Damn, you feel strongly about this game.
I just like I don't know. I just feel like they don't like they're very competent in so many ways, but like they're making a few rookie mistakes that are like kind of tanking them, and they're doing them a lot of disservice. I just feel like it's such like there's like a few little things if they tweaked it, like they could be back on track.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm hoping for. They get everything they need to get out with this game, and then the next one is like, okay, back to the drawing board, boys. Like, we'll take the Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey approach, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, like any gym in any order, but like the gym, like you could do any gym in any order, but it scales depending on how many gyms you've already done. Like
mhm.
I feel like there could be some cool stuff that they do. I don't know. I'd like to see something different but familiar and a little bit challenging.
Right. Got you, man. Got you. Okay. Well, let's just take a quick look into the chat, see what y'all talking about. Oh, damn. People did not like Sun and Moon. Jesus Christ.
I thought like the general opinion was that those games were good, and then Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon came out, and everyone's like, "All right, that was another disappointing thing." Like Black and White 2 were so good, like in terms of like we're not remaking our games anymore, we're making sequels because like if we're gonna reuse our assets, we might as well do something, you know, that was like new and exciting. And then they go back to making like the sequels, the fourth game, like the third game, you know, gen.
Right.
I just felt like they took a step backwards, which was very disappointing.
Damn, here we go. Someone said Ryan is spot on. Sheesh, man. This is why I need to start doing them videos, man. Be like one of them Pokemon tubers, Poke-tubers. There you go.
Apparently, there's good money in it, from what I see.
Well, I mean, now you got to get critical because people can't survive off of Nuzlocke challenges anymore.
No, they've so like if you like go on their channels, like they've run out of games to Nuzlocke that they're like having to play fan games to Nuzlocke. And it's a rough existence.
Wait,
Well,
Ultra
wait, not
Sun,
just
Ultra Sun, and
Nuzlocke
Ultra
now.
Moon. Wait, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon was a remake?
No, it was just like a
It was
it was a director's cut of Sun and Moon.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was a sequel. Oh,
No,
no.
it was not a sequel, which was a shame because Black and White 2 were like awesome.
Yeah,
so
Black and White too. I really like what they did with those. Those are great.
waiting for a Diamond and Pearl remake. Oh, I know Gen 4 people are pissed.
You mean Let's Go Diamond and Let's Go Pearl?
Let's go Dialga. Let's go Palkia.
Oh no, I feel so bad for that.
Bro. Okay, speaking of which, are you telling me you couldn't see them in chibi form? Do you guys remember that game on the Wii called what was it?
Pokemon
Pokemon Farm. Pokemon Farm.
I have that game.
I had it too.
God,
I got it. I got my Mew from it too.
Oh,
What's
man.
this? They keep selling stuff to give you Muse. I feel like Muse like it's just a marketing scheme.
He's
Basically.
bought and sold on the Nintendo market.
You know, I got a Mew because one of my friends, Dre, you know Dre, went
Yeah, my
to
homie.
Toys R
a
Us.
Toys R Us thing.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Then went to a Toys R Us thing and he got it. And I'm like, all right, you trade me that Mew to my Emerald, and I know a duplication glitch.
Oh.
But he messed up the duplication glitch and he deleted the Mew and then no one had a Mew.
Nah, bro, I still, man, that's how I got anything I wanted on a global trade. I'm like, you know what? I want this.
Everything on the global
Here's a Mew.
trade was just made out of an action replay anyway. Like there was no
Probably.
legitimate like, Pokemon on the global trade.
Oh,
But
shit.
hey.
So much. I think I deleted Pokemon Farm and all my Diamond Pokemon with it. Oh, shit.
Damn.
I have to
Sucks.
with my XD Gale of Darkness. I transferred a lot of my Emerald stuff to there, and I like my memory cards got
Yo,
wiped.
Emerald remake when?
No, you don't want it after Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
Okay. Since we're done with the majority of E3, what was so wrong with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire? Isn't that the game where you could finally tiptoe?
So like my big problem with it is that it's like
It's the only thing I know.
it's not
I
the
didn't have a problem
definitive
with it.
Gen 3 game. Like I still say Emerald like is the best Gen 3 game because like the Battle Frontier didn't make its way to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. It was a big L.
Yeah.
Like
True.
and like this is all right. This is the Pokemon hour now. I'm taking over.
We'll change the title. I am the captain now.
For Heart Gold and Soul, it's very telling of like how like HD game development is affecting Game Freak, and like the 3DS isn't HD, but it's like high. You know what I mean? It's like
It's
high
high.
quality.
It's high quality YouTube in 2008.
HD
Yeah.
240p.
What the fuck?
Trademark.
Get out of here.
Trademark that. So
Yeah,
like,
Square Enix will trademark that one before
so
I
like
do.
Heart
Yep.
Gold and Soul Silver, they're like we added so much content that like we can consider these like entirely new games. Not true, but I like the direction that they're heading in. Like that was like an interview post Heart Gold and Soul Silver, the glory days. Then there was an interview post Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire where they're like, why didn't you add the Battle Frontier? And they're like, no one really beats games anymore. No one would really play the Battle Frontier.
Oh,
It's
Jesus.
fine. It sounded like they were doing us a favor by not including it.
That's depressing.
It is Emerald's my favorite game of all time. Like
I love Emeralds. I mean, I grew up playing Sapphire. That was my first Game Boy Advance game, and when I got Emerald, it was just like that game fucking sucks, man. Emerald was the shit. I don't know. I've always been drawn to like the third versions of Pokemon games. Like I loved Emerald. I love Platinum.
Platinum in particular, because like Diamond and Pearl had some tech issues, and then like, Platinum like straightened them out. So like those like really are the definitive versions. Yellow, I don't know. Like Yellow's like the one where like you can make a case for playing Red and Blue over Yellow.
Yeah.
But like Crystal, like that game was a scam too. They really didn't add anything to Crystal.
I
Unknown.
had silver. I had silver.
Unknown.
I had silver.
I had both.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm really confused because everywhere I go, like, and this is the only reason I know it is because I was watching a Game Explain video and they were talking about Pokemon and they call it Oras, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. I never knew people were just so kind of, I don't know. Do you think it also has something to do with the fact that they're releasing so frequently? Could that be a thing? I'm not sure. I mean,
yeah, it's definitely part of it. It also, a photo recently was released of like the entire Game Freak Pokemon team. They're not a lot of people. It's like they all kind of fit on like one floor of a building. So,
which is crazy that they're making like 4 games at the same time. Oh, what's up, Aaron? How you doing, bro? It's crazy how they're doing all this stuff because you would think that Game Freak. Well, here's the thing though. I feel so bad for them because they've been restricted to the 3DS for like what, almost a decade now. Like like the second they get the Switch, that's like getting Xbox One X in the house.
It's such an upgrade.
Yeah, definitely. So
Like another and also like as they add more Pokemon, they gotta add more. They gotta build the sprites into each game again, which I think that's like more and more of an issue. Like every single time they do it.
I think they're getting overworked, probably.
Oh yeah, like game development in general, you get overworked by imagine.
Yeah,
when you're working on Pokemon, it's like not fun. You better like making Pokemon games if you're working for Game Freak.
Facts. Yeah, Asbel, I'm completely the same. I'm so casual on Pokemon, but I like it because we have people in here who know Pokemon and they give their perspectives on it, so it's pretty dope. So we're gonna take like the last couple of minutes to just answer some of the questions from the chat that we may have glossed over. I know some people wanted us to talk about the no-shows. We already talked about Final Fantasy VII Remake, but there were two in particular, one studio and one game. Let's start with the game first, which is just so funny because this company said, all right, the Avengers Project.
Oh, God.
Remember early 2017, Square Enix announced this and they were just like, do not ask us about this until next year. And we're almost a year and a half later and they have not shown diddly squat, not even a concept trailer, none of that. So, I mean, I just chalked that up to Square Enix.
I bet the team that was going to work on that, they put them all onto Final Fantasy VII Remake.
I mean, well, apparently this was being handled by the Enix, so the Western side of Square Enix. I don't know why it's taking them so long, but we'll see. Maybe they'll try to time it with the Avengers 4 movie. Rocksteady, on the other hand, I think if they don't announce something at this year's San Diego Comic-Con, then something is up.
What do you think it is? Do you think it's a Superman game?
I think a lot of signs are pointing towards it, and if they announce it at San Diego Comic-Con, it's got to be that, because why would they bring that to a comic book focused convention as opposed to E3, which is pretty neutral? So maybe it is. I hope it's not another Batman game. I swear to God, I hope. I mean, granted, Arkham Asylum and Arkham City are GOAT. Arkham Knight was okay, but I don't want another Batman game, man. I mean, at this point.
You didn't like the totally original Arkham Knight character that wasn't from any previous Batman material?
This is a completely brand new original character. Oh, shut up.
As soon as that character popped up, I'm like, oh, it's him. Of course it is.
Yeah. Oh, God.
The biggest no-show, though, there's two big no-shows that are heartbreaking. Battle for Bikini Bottom HD. Where are you,
Jordan is not trying to hear this tonight.
And there was no Isle Delfino DLC from Mario Odyssey.
Or Splatoon.
Like I promised myself there would be.
Splatoon just got that expansion, no?
Yeah, it did, but they didn't have the Isle Delfino.
Oh, oh my God, that would be so cool.
How is Flood not like a weapon in that game?
Nintendo's trying to forget Sunshine, and I won't ever let them, because that game was amazing. Forget. I loved Sunshine.
Well, they added his like Sunshine like outfit to Mario Odyssey post launch. So like,
wait a minute. I just thought about something. In Smash Bros, Cappy is in there now. So is Flood gone?
You know, Flood's still in there.
He has Flood. He has Flood and Cappy at the same time.
OP.
Man's got all the tools.
It's now jack of all trades.
Isle Delfino is such an obvious Splatoon stage. I can't believe they haven't done that. Don't get me wrong. I don't care about Splatoon at all. But I'm like, how has that not happened yet?
You don't care about being a kid or a squid?
Splatoon is fun, man.
It is. It's awesome. Very fun. Like I'm honestly, every time I think I'm done with Splatoon, I'm really not.
Sometimes you just gotta say no to something, like I did with The Witcher 3. Like you just gotta.
Okay, you see, well, you're just speaking heresy right now.
I played The Witcher 2 for like an hour, and I just couldn't get like the combat system was too big brain for me. I'm like,
big brained.
I just couldn't get a hold of it.
Well,
I don't know.
We're gonna talk about this on the After Dark.
On the Carol cast.
Yeah, the Carol cast will just do one Hunt the Truth specifically for that. Hunt the Truth. Why Ryan doesn't play good games. Have you beaten Persona 5 yet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, wait, but there's someone who hasn't.
Hold on a second.
Wait. Did the JRPG god, the dude over here who's like, I bought a PS3 for the JRPGs.
You'll be happy to hear that I am on the final boss.
Oh my god.
I'm on the final boss. My issue is I keep dying to the final boss.
What?
And it's like it's like a very long fight. I'm not gonna go into it obviously because I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't played it. It's so long. It's like I tried it 3 times one night and it was like 12 o'clock at night, and then suddenly it was 3 o'clock, and I was like, I just can't do this right now.
That boss is a pretty long fight if you fail.
Yes.
And the worst part about it is that every single time this much health left. It's this much, and then he does that attack.
Yup.
You know the one.
Just gotta buff that shit.
Yeah.
So your friends, buffs and debuffs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get to it. It's gonna happen very soon. I'm there. I'm basically there.
At least you're there.
See. A couple of questions. Someone says Octo expansion is the Dark Souls of ink shooters.
I heard that's tough. I heard it's really hard.
Oh,
Is there co-op on Octo expansion? Because if there's co-op, I'm down for that.
I don't think there's co-op.
I think it's just a single player. Expansion.
Okay. Yes, Splatoon 2 is one of the best games this gen. It is. It's just so funny considering, like, how is the game that is so Nintendo ass backwards when it comes to online still one of the best? I don't get it. People are saying Cappy is just a taunt in the new Smash.
Yeah.
Is he?
But
I don't know.
I don't know. They didn't really go into it. You're the one who's playing it, Chris.
Mario main.
Did they give Ganon a sword?
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. Hype ass shit.
Why did they make him a Captain Falcon clone? That was always such an odd choice.
I'm so happy they fixed that though.
But it was like for 3 games in a row, he was a Captain Falcon clone, like one of Nintendo's 2 iconic villains.
What is this? Let's see. The Feel When No Mother 3 again.
I'd let that go.
Yeah, I'm over it. I really would love to play that. I've seen it. I've watched the whole playthrough of that game. It's
honestly Nintendo waited
great.
too long. Like people just played it on their own.
For which one?
Yeah.
Mother 3. I have no attachment to that. He's
I like Ness and Smash, but
hopefully Bamco will allow video share this time for Tails. Ooh, hot take right. Well, that's not a hot take. It's just a hot button issue. What platform are y'all getting Tales of Vesperia on? Switch. It's got to be the Switch. Like, I know PS4 were here for that and everything, but if it's exactly the same on both as it should, bro, like Switch all the fucking way.
The trophies.
I
don't care about it at all.
No,
I need it on the Switch.
Vesperia portable.
Really nice.
Oof. I need that.
Hey, Corey has a very good question, Chris. How's your backlog brigade, Neo?
It's actually going pretty good when I don't set myself up to a goal. I've been playing a lot of Switch games at work, so there's that. I just haven't set myself a quota, but I assume when the end of the year rolls around, I'll be like, hey, I still completed the same amount of games, so it's just not monthly. Because I'm weird when I play games. Like, I'll play them consistently for a few weeks, beat a few games, not touch them for 2 months, repeat, do something different.
Did you beat God of War yet?
No, I haven't. Because I haven't been like I said, like when I'm home, I'm either out and about doing something with people or eating. Yes, that's a very big part of my life or something. So literally all my gaming for the most part is done on the Switch at work, which is why I love it. Xenoblade, I'm very close to the end game, like seriously close. I kind of semi-spoiled myself by looking up a walkthrough and it was like part I forgot what it was of something, but I've got like in this playlist, there's like 10 videos left. So I assume I'm like very close to the end. But if you guys have any last minute questions before we wrap this up, I'm just trying to go through all that stuff. Just so y'all say we don't look at the chat. Square Enix fuckery. This section is long. Literally, why is there's like 4 comments straight. Why is the world ends with you $60?
That's a very good question.
Yeah, that is a great question.
Medieval. Yeah, I mean,
I forgot about that.
I'm happy it exists, but you don't bring Medieval to E3.
Yeah. Oh, so like something I forgot. I keep forgetting to bring this up. That Walmart leak. Remember that? Half that stuff didn't show up, but half of it did.
Oh, wait, what did they have in the Walmart leak? I mean, we know Rage. Oh, but I think Borderlands 3 probably got delayed. I mean, I think that's the game 2K Take-Two is delaying.
Well, the Final Fantasy VII remake on the Xbox One was on there.
That's probably a thing, though. Let's be real. I mean, with how much time they're spending on that game, it's gonna be like Final Fantasy 13 again, where they're just gonna announce it multi-plat. You know?
Yeah, but like I found it weird. I found it.
Oh
weird
yeah, it
how,
is. Yeah, timed exclusive. But I think. Oh, Gears 5. Yeah, that's the thing.
Well, no, I found it weird how half the stuff on there that got leaked got confirmed, and then like half of it didn't.
What were some of the stuff that did outside of the Xbox One version and Borderlands?
That might have been it. Those are like the two biggies. I can't really recall anything else, but those are the two big things that didn't get announced that were on the list.
Oh no, wasn't it like Forza Horizon 5 or something? It's wow, it was so good it skipped 4.
Well, they did announce 4.
Yeah. Let's see. Devil May Cry 5 is running on the Resident Evil engine. Yes, it is. That's why it's 60 frames and why it looks very realistic. Let's see. Just
Pointed it wasn't a reboot sequel as opposed to 5.
I thought it was at first because I just looked at the visuals and I'm like, oh, they're doing it again. Fuck. Someone said bring Kingdom Hearts Union Cross to the Switch. Do you want another Fallout Shelter? Because that's exactly what you're gonna get.
Do you want to switch to the iPhone ports? Let's think about this very carefully before we start doing this.
True. I'm surprised there was no Splinter Cell. Where was that?
Oh yeah, that did get leaked.
Yeah. That's surprising. I was expecting that one.
Maybe they'll probably save that for like Gamescom. I have a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
If they do a God of War sequel, it's PS5. There's no way it might be cross-gen, but it's a PS5 game. Like the amount of time they'll be spending on that, the PS5 is like already in development. So
anything not announced, just assume it's on PS5.
Nintendo take a leap of faith and bring back Custom Robo. That would be very cool, and I think it would work great on the Switch. Bring back Jet Set Radio.
Yeah, bring that one. That's a great game.
Give us Luigi's Mansion 3. The people demand.
Oh, I'm surprised, man. They need to just bring the first game out on the Switch. I do not know why it's staying on the 3DS. That pisses me off so much.
Did they? They didn't even talk about anything 3DS today.
No.
They showed the cover art of Luigi's Mansion 3DS, which is just the cover of Luigi's Mansion, but in the 3DS format.
I hate them so much.
But they didn't announce the release date.
Well, I thought that was I mean, they got their directs and everything, so.
Yeah, they'll probably be in like the September direct.
What are your thoughts on the games releasing on February 22nd? Oh, I think that's Days Gone, Anthem, and Crackdown 3. I don't care about any of them.
You're going to get a good nap in that day. Good like 8 hours in.
Yeah. Octopath Traveler, looking amazing.
Oh, you know what else releases on a good amount of games release on February 22nd? Not even just those 3. I think.
What?
Oh, jeez.
What's the game? Metro Exodus is coming out on February 22nd.
Oh my god!
I'm woke now.
All right, I'm woke now. Please.
I'm gonna
look at this list too while we continue.
Resident Evil is January, right? I think it's
that's January.
That game does come out 4 days before Kingdom Hearts 3, so you better.
Oh, that's what it was.
I'm getting both that week.
You better rush it. You better rush through Resident Evil 2, and then buckle up.
Buckle up for Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Well, that's another thing. Like that game comes out on the 25th in Japan, so stay off of Twitter, log off of social media, like abandon.
I'm just gonna be uploading videos, like schedule them, and I'm just not checking the comments. I am staying off the grid because I know the way these Kingdom Hearts YouTubers are. They are so quick to spoil shit. Before I even knew there's a Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer, I saw a spoiler in the title. I'm like, oh, that's great.
Thanks.
As soon as you hear review copies are sent out, just log out of social media for a month. Just let it go.
Oh,
Star Wars.
Facts. Oh, you know how I got spoiled in The Force Awakens? I told Ryan this before, but my dumb ass, I don't know why I did this, but I was just brushing myself on Star Wars lore.
My story.
Yeah, you got to tell that because I actually kind of forgot it. So I was brushing myself on Star Wars lore, and I was on the Star Wars wiki page, which you should never go onto a franchise-specific wiki page because that's the first way to get spoiled. And literally, I clicked on Han Solo, and I was just reading up about Han Solo again, and I looked under family members.
Oh.
And I saw his relation to these people, and then it said Ben Solo. I'm like, okay, Ben Solo. Then it said in parentheses, Kylo Ren. I was like, oh fuck, and then
Oh,
it
well,
got worse.
with that, at least it was revealed fairly early in the movie.
Yeah,
With
that
me,
was cool.
I was.
Wait. I'm not done.
Not done yet.
So I was like, okay, cool. And then I scrolled down. It said status deceased. I was like, yo, what the fuck?
No.
Oh, but all right. So, Jordan, tell your story real quick, and then Ryan, because I know Ryan's story had me crying.
Oh, mine was just stupid. I was literally on my way to the theater, and I think I just I accidentally wasn't even thinking, just opened a comment section to like a meme or something, and just saw a picture of Han Solo's like dead face, and I was like, well, I could have 20 minutes. I would have been in the clear, but alas, my story is not funny. It's just sad.
All right, Ryan, go for it.
I typed in on Google Kylo, just to like get a picture of the character, and it auto-filled the Kylo Ren kills Han Solo. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I was so careful too to avoid anything.
Yo, you got to be careful on YouTube, especially because if you type in Loki, it says Loki death scene. If you type in Thanos, it says Thanos kills this person, Thanos kills that person, Thanos finger snap, Thanos wipes out. I'm like, shit.
You know what? It's funny though. People have been combating this by posting fake spoilers.
Yeah.
I saw something for like Avengers. I guess we're just gonna spoil Avengers now, but everyone saw it.
If that movie made $2 billion, if you haven't seen it, man.
I saw a post where it was like, "Oh, Iron Man dies in Avengers." I'm like, oh shit, I got spoiled. And I saw another post where it's like Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and Black Panther die. I'm like, obviously that doesn't happen. Yikes!
Literally, yikes! Oh my god!
But is anyone actually dead in that movie?
They have sequels. They have sequels like on the book.
Yeah.
Are they actually dead, or are they just missing right now?
I think they might be in the Soul Stone, but I think Loki's not coming back.
Loki's dead. Loki's definitely dead.
That dude got snapped, but in a different way. That shit hurt me. It seriously hurt me. What a way to start a movie. But yeah, let's answer just a few more questions, then we'll call it a night. Y'all heard about the Kill la Kill Arc Systems game? I heard about that, and I know they're going to be debuting it in a few weeks at Anime Expo. I'm interested to see what kind of game, because I don't think it's traditional fighter. I think it's
I was confused with that one, because at first I had thought that it was a fighting game like Dragon Ball FighterZ, but not like Dragon Ball, but like by Arc. It's actually not being developed by Arc. We're just publishing it. Yeah, so it's going to be by a different studio. And from what I've heard, I can't remember. I saw some discussion on Twitter about this, but their last game wasn't very good. And I don't remember what it was, but it was like an anime title, I believe. And if it's not Fighters, it's not Storm, it's really not worth your time.
Facts.
So
Red Faction Gorilla Mastered, anybody getting it? If they put that thing on the Switch, hell yeah. The first Red Faction game was great. I have the very first one on the PS4. But Red Faction Guerrilla was like a game that was seriously ahead of its time in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
Put Chrono Trigger in Smash. Well, okay, real quick, let's end it off on this. As far as new Smash characters go, who do you guys think they're going to add? There was that rumor of Simon Belmont possibly being in there. I don't know how that happened, but
there's the rumors of Crash and Spyro too.
I heard Banjo getting there with Microsoft's getting close with them now.
I feel like if they were going to make, because with Smash 4, one of the big pulls was the nostalgic characters from the 80s and 90s, like Pac-Man, Mega Man, Duck Hunt, all those guys in that game. So I think the next one could be like the 90s mascots, like Crash, Spyro, Banjo. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd like to see Chrono. That'd be cool. Sora would be a really funny one.
Oh, yes.
I think that's possible.
I don't think that's impossible.
Yeah. Let's just everyone says Goku, please stop. Please.
All right, okay, listen. I love Goku. I think he'd be great for Smash. But to be honest, I think there's a new fighter who's gotten to the top of my list. Anyone want to take any guesses?
Dante.
Oh, no. He was already in a Superior Fighting game. It's called PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
Wait, what? Oh, no. Reboot Dante was.
Yeah, Reboot Dante. Nah, I'm talking about a man who, you know, you may have heard these words before, but I'll show you what they really mean. Go beyond, plus ultra. All Might himself needs to be in Smash Bros. I don't care what y'all say. Plus ultra at this bitch, man. That's his Smash. Oh, bro. That would be amazing. But yeah, that's pretty much all we got to say on E3, man. As always, it is great talking with my brothers about all things gaming. And like we promised, we got another podcast out before the end of the year. So just round of applause to everybody. Like, that's just beautiful. And this was like the most seamless podcast we've done, because for those of you guys who don't know, we try to plan these things out like weeks in advance and it always fails. But this one we were just like, hey, we should do a podcast this day. All right, cool. And we're all here. So this is definite character development. This is growth. And don't you dare roll your eyes at me requesting anime characters in Smash. Like, don't you dare do it. Don't put a damper on the mood. So, hey, at least I wear deodorant.
How do you say it like that? Oh my
Minecraft,
god.
Well, you say deodorant, I say deodorant.
Minecraft Steve for Smash. That's what I say.
Monster
Steve!
Hunter.
Let's have he said Monster Hunter.
Fortnite character for Smash.
Oh boy.
Oh my god. No, let's get the incredibly wacky and zany characters from the underrated Bethesda shooter Brink.
Let's get the Psycho from Borderlands.
Oh my gosh. No, let's get the
Tiny
right.
Tina.
Tiny Tina would be awesome.
Oh, God, I would not buy the game. Tiny Tina.
Todd Howard for Smash Bros.
The Amazon Echo in Smash.
Yeah.
All right, we getting out of control now. What's it called, gentlemen? Ryan, your outro, bro.
I don't have a YouTube. Bye.
All right, Mr. Dual Shockers.
If you want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter is @JordanGBoyd. It's been fun talking to you guys. Buy Dragon Quest XI, everyone. Please support that game. That game looks phenomenal. It's definitely my most anticipated game for September. So check that one out. And yeah, that's all I have to say.
Mr. Tondex.
You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at Tundex_YT. And join the movement. Join the movement. Hashtag let my gamers go. Hashtag blame Sony. Let them know that we want cross gameplay. Do it.
Honestly, bro.
A day.
Honestly, I think what you need to do is do a parody of Let My People Go to the tune of Fortnite. I think you get some serious traction, man. Let my gamers go.
It's all about the
right.
Minecraft song parodies.
It is, bro. Honestly, yeah. Tundex with the branding. That's right. These are ideas. These are ideas, Jamal. Like, all right, real quick, people in the chat, would you want to see Tundex sing a Fortnite Let My Gamers Go parody? Y'all have seen the Tundex videos of him singing. It's some good quality stuff. So just comment down below. Go spam his channel. Go spam his Twitter. Do what you got to do. And then he'll get motivated. And I'm telling you, shit will go hard in the paint. It'll beat bees in the trap.
His soothing song will unfreeze Sony's icy heart.
Yes. And then next thing you know, he's doing original music for the upcoming Illumination Entertainment's production of The Grinch. Yo, see? Tundex cover Cardi B songs. These are ideas, Jamal.
Sign off now. Just sign off.
Yes. All right, you guys. Signing off for Hunt the Truth, obligatory and redundant post E3 discussion. My name is NGS. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.